Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. It's game day. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I've had to go with the hat, and I might have to go with the blue one because this one looks dirty. Just give me a second. I don't like the way that one looks. I'll just keep on chatting. It's going to be a fascinating one. If you didn't get a chance to watch the little hors d'oeuvre video that I put out there a little while ago, yesterday, 2 days ago. Whoa, frame's missing. Something's going on. Just give me a second. Let's close that down. I think that's probably the problem, and we'll clear that up. Um, these guys are without some players. Pell being suspended. Who else is missing? Lewis is injured. Al-Hamadi, Bugiel are away on international duty. Newfield, it looks like he's out. Pierce looks like he's out. And so that's their lineup. Let's get the rotating one through there. The fascinating one about this one is there were rumors, and Matt was just talking about it on the Racecourse Ramble. Rumors that, their gaffer suspended as well. So those are former managing director. But there was rumors that Palmer was going to be another 6 weeks or so, but the man is on the bench. And so things seem to be okay there. So that's good news. Fascinating that Fletcher's having another run out or for the full. I thought that he'd fit back nicely into his super sub situation and you'd give Dalby more opportunity. I think that was the call that most people were anticipating, but we didn't get there. W&G, happy to have you. We are Wrexham. I didn't get a message from you. I'm hoping to add somebody at the half. If he's here, happy to send him the message via the phone and get him all connected. That way, if not, halftime guest, you're welcome. And these blue hats haven't worn this one, and just like the last one, it's got a weird dent on this one side. But this is the definition of a late start, and having to put on the old hat to deal with this one. So yeah, it's I know that I looked at Sasu there. He's only had like some 200 and some minutes. My Football Reference keeps crashing on my browser, and so it's when it's crashing on the browser, it's taking up youth. You're getting bandwidth issues, and so I'm not going to keep that one in there. Look, I was bold. John already highlighted this and called me out for it. I went with a 4-0 lead, and I say that just because Princess Deandra is in here, Stephen. Whoa. And I've got my echo going on in here. So let me clarify what's going on here. I am picking up my own reverb off of my computer, and that's not what I want to end up having happen. So we'll have to figure that one out as we go through it. I'm just going to end up hearing myself through here. Forwards starting, I'm going to bring up I've said I was going to bring up the full roster. I wanted to bring up, where are we? I know why. It's an early morning. I'm struggling to get through here. Things not connected, and here we go. There's the full lineup. So Ogonko, Clearworth, Tozer, and O'Connor. Interesting that we've got players coming back. We've got Hayden. We've got Tunnicliffe. I got involved in a Twitter war with somebody about whether those players, defenders coming back, Hayden and or Tunney, end up punting Max out of his spot. I said no substitutes listed for Wimbledon because they didn't post any. So we'll see what's going to end up coming. John, I'm with you. I like Stephen in his super sub role. He's got that excellent little bit of touch at the end of the game when everybody's tired. It's that much more important. He said last game that he had his legs felt like jelly. W&G's got the scoreboard up there. If you haven't been here before, W&G assists massively with the scoreboard up above and updating things. I've changed it and brought in Blackburn. Because they're the next FA Cup competition. Brendan is here. We've got the flop counter over in the bottom corner. If you're looking for a live stream, the only way that you're going to get that today is by going to iFollow, and you've got to pay through that. Kyle, nice to have you. And also, I'll send this one out there as just a thought and a random thing is, if there are Wrexhamites who are watching, who typically go, often go, frequently go, occasionally go to the racecourse to watch a game, I was thinking one of the nice touches that might happen would be to have send the link out. I know that the coverage is sometimes suspect at the racecourse, but I hear it's improved, is while outside the stadium after a match, calling in and maybe chatting with a couple of people as they leave the stadium. Would be nice to have them connect and bring them in here, have a bit of a chat, have a bit of a banter, filter that through. I thought that'd be a nice little feature to spend the 30, 45 minutes after the game having a chat about the game that was. So we'll see if that's out there. Steven's already calling out next year. Wrexham going to win League One. Are we jumping up and going to take that one out? That's bold. And I'm going to have to check my advanced audio properties, because I believe the reason why I'm hearing myself is because I've got myself on monitor, but I do not. Fascinating stuff. I don't know. It's a weird day and something's gone wonky with my audio, and that's okay. I just end up getting to listen to myself. Yeah. I'll take this off until the half, and then I'll worry about it when because I'll need that to hear anybody who wants to end up joining, but I don't need it on full time. Other good news, Michigan won the national championship, but that's fine. Oh, Stephen, that's ridiculous. What's that? Not till next year. Yeah. I like the confidence. Call it out early. I'd like to give you guys the rundown of their players and stuff, but really, we're going to end up with 4 or 5 players who don't get a lot of experience. I also am going to suggest that their numbers are in numerical order. Yes, they are, because Lewis is listed where we list our forwards. So I don't know how they're going to line up. I'll get that from FOTMob eventually as this game goes underway. Just going to bring up the AFC Wimbledon and just compare who their lineup is here. Just give me a second. So Bass, their starter. Biller was a name that I hadn't seen frequently, and he's only had 685 minutes. So number 2, he's low number, so we're expecting more from him. Reeves, he's a frequent starter. Tilly, you'll remember him, I think, because Tilly had actually an impressive game the last game, as I recall. Johnson is out there. He's one of their frequent defenders and often there. So Johnson and Lewis will be in the back. Sasu, he only has 10 matches that he's played, 2 as a starter, 239 minutes. So not a lot of minutes there. Also, Jack Curry, he's a frequent starter. Jimmy Ball, he's only got 340 minutes. So that gives you an idea as you're looking at Sasu, Ball, as sort of the unexpected frequent people. They're going to end up being pretty thin too. I don't know what they're going to be bringing in for subs, but I don't think they'll have that many. In pool up the town. Indeed, man, these week-long breaks, as much as I like the ability to not have to worry about rearranging my Tuesday schedule at work, it's too long in between games, and so I'm not okay with that. Deandra is going to be pretending to work. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on the Blackburn draw. Not a bad one, not a good one as far as I'm concerned. But feel free to throw your comments there, as well as the game being moved to a Monday. For me in Canada, the fact that it's televised, I will take it, because that means I actually get to watch the game. But I'm probably the only one. ESPN, they've been covering everything anyway, so you'll end up getting it. For those that were looking for a nice away day to end up going to Blackburn and to take in that one. Where am I? I'm up in Vancouver in Canada, so I rely on Sportsnet for my FA Cup coverage, and they only cover the televised game. So without it, I would have been in the dark, which means I either cross the border and go down to Blaine, Washington, which I was talking to Seattle Red Dragon. We might go for a beer someday, just dipping across the border. But and the reason I'm a Michigan fan, I grew up in Saskatchewan, and when you grow up in Saskatchewan, you get Detroit and Minnesota channels. And so I am a Michigan Wolverines fan and a Minnesota Vikings fan, and that's just how it goes. 39 and sunny in Dallas. I'm going to assume that that's 39 Celsius. I wish, and I'm jealous. We've got an Arctic flow flowing through North America right now, and I'm sure everybody's getting bitten in the rear with that one. It only got down to minus 11 here. I can't complain. Not as bad as the minus 40 in Puncie Lake, I heard, was the coldest, which I know where Puncie Lake is up north here in Canada. Minus 59 yesterday, I saw. Not okay. John says, great draw, winnable game. I think it is winnable, harder than Shrewsbury for sure. Large away end. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about whether we're going to be getting all the numbers out there. MDR, how are you? Michael's here, and we are Wrexham. If he doesn't draw in, just to go back to John's thought, I'm bouncing around all over the place. Fantastic draw. Let's get to the 5th round. I am hoping that we can advance on and move forward. And really, I like the fact that we get an old historical club that we haven't played since 1982. I like the fact that they're starting to get their hate on for Wrexham already. I've had some arguments with some people. I mean, they've got a Premier League title that they won in the 90s and 2 back long time ago. One of the original EFL founders, if I recall correctly, 7 Degrees in North Wales, and I think I've got that. Yep, down below. And yes, while you're here, before the game starts, go to Twitter, hit the forward button, like button on to try and get new people in here over on X. You can find me at the Red Horde. Like the button down on this one. Get that one all across. Suffering since 2008, Thomas. Yeah, it's interesting. They're starting to learn about the Wrexham hate. It's a fascinating thing, man. I just love looking at that four-sided race course. I started spending, and I know John's going to be upset anytime I take time away from the academy video and the research and I dump it into something else, I'm wasting time. But I've been looking at the COP conditions, the 17 conditions, not including the money, but the 17 conditions to get that all started. And still got some work to do there, but I'm putting together that video just so that we can have a running scorecard and see what's out there. But I think it's conditions 6, 8, and 10 that are the ones that predate construction, that still have some things and some work to do. Can I bring up the poll here without crashing my computer? Because it's been spitting up and causing problems today. But if We Are Wrexham jumps in, that would be amazing. And hopefully everything's okay, because expecting to join, but would like to have somebody at the half, somebody different. And so if that is you, follow me on Twitter if you're not already there, or send me a DM, or tell me your Twitter name here, and I'll make sure I add you so that we can connect on the phone and I can send out the link to you as to how to join. I've got to go to... You called the matchup, Thomas, as in the lineup? Yeah, I'm not going to say that our away form, we've only scored, we're one of the lower two away, surprisingly, at the moment. And they said the number of goals that we had, and I can't remember, and I don't want to say it. Was it only 10 away from the race course? Or we've never scored more than 2 away from the race course. I think that's what it was. And I thought, man, that's shocking, and something that we need to work on. So Wrexham at Blackburn. I'm thrilled. Bring on the 4th cup. Bring on the opportunity to put another over 100,000 quid. And if you get a 5th round one, there's only 3 teams outside of the championship that are still in it, if I recall correctly. There's League One teams. So outside of the top 3 teams, and you've got Wrexham, you've got either Newport or Eastleigh, one of those 2. Newport, obviously, League 2, Eastleigh in the National League. And then you got Maidstone United, Tier 6, National League South. They're doing their thing. And so Thomas is going to struggle with that one. 2 favorite English League teams. I don't have that concern. Other news, Billy Waters, he's off to Doncaster. Good for him to be able to have a chance. No real announcements. Heard rumors that Charlie Savage and his dad were actually banging around in Wrexham, and so that would be fascinating if he's got a chance and an opportunity. I heard that there was, if you haven't, the last Racecourse Ramble podcast that was out there, they talked about their meeting with Humphrey Kerr and getting a whole bunch of updates on things, and they talk about the 22-acre 12-pitch with community center setup that they're looking to do, and all those sorts of updates. If you wanted an update on the ground, that last Racecourse Ramble, it's 2 hours and some, but it's loaded with information. It's worth it. And a special shout out to the Aussie bearded brethren that I've had on that podcast, which I got to get back to that at some point in time and find somebody to get on it. They've hit 1,000 subscribers themselves, and so rocketing up the charts they are. And as I say, if you find somebody who is a Wrexham content creator, from Mark Griffiths, Rob Ryan Red, Eat More Chips podcast, Fearless in Devotion, Racecourse Ramble, Carl at Welsh Beast, the all those, anybody that's out there, whoever they are, go and give them a subscribe button too, and support everybody doing their own thing. Is the beautiful tones of Mark Griffiths, they just make me happy when I hear beer o'clock somewhere. I am going to get in trouble. I'm going to have to make an admission. And if there's a murder and you don't hear from me in a while, it's my own fault. There was only one pod for the Keurig machine today, and it's sitting right here. And when my wife wakes up to deal with the kids, I did a bad thing. I did a selfish thing, and I'm sorry. I'll have to find some way to make it up. It's a bold move. Andrew, I didn't even see who sent that one here. Happy beer o'clock. And Andrew, I appreciate it. I feel like I've short shifted you and John over the week. Guys sending me messages and not getting back to you. It has been a hectic week in the real world for me. If you're just late joining, one more time, Sean Driver, the Red Horde, I follow down below. Hit that like, subscribe button while you're here. The subscribe button will let you join the chat. DeAndre, I know the risks. It's I like to think that I can look really, really sad. But I think after this game, I'm probably going to have to jump off really quick and streak off to the store to grab a box of coffee. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. So it could be. I think she's smart enough not to murder me while the live is on. But yeah, if somebody wants to do a welfare check after, in a couple of hours, just to see where things are at. And again, I'll send the message out there to anybody that's from Wrexham. Andrew, this includes you. If you know somebody who are interested in doing it, you're interested in doing it, you can find somebody. I would love to find somebody now that I think we've figured out how to get other people onto the stream at the same time. I would love to have somebody come, not for vlogs during the match, because the team's obviously slapping the wrists of people who do that unless they're official and have official documentary cameras. I would love to have somebody outside the stadium, not on the grounds, just stopping a couple of fans and having a chat, and we can all link them with people around the world. And I think it'd be fun for Wrexhamites as they're leaving the race course to have a chat, either ranting and raving at how badly it went or celebrating how awesome the game was. And we could all sit and have a chat about the game afterwards and do all that sort of stuff. So may want to go now. I would love to, but it's minus 11 outside, and B, I got to run out anyway after this game. And C, I got to be here with you guys, but I will make things up. Brendan, yeah, I like that idea. So if somebody can find somebody who's got, I'll even slip them a little bit of cash for their data if it's necessary, just to sit there and hold the camera. They can click into our setup and they'll do it. Yorkshire tea. We don't carry Yorkshire tea, even though my wife is from Yorkshire. Is that blasphemy? We'll talk about that. Just the orange pico, the Tetleys. That's all that one needs. No. Anyways, we're 8 minutes away from kickoff. Going to be a fascinating game because, AFC Wimbledon didn't even list their substitutes. Does that talk about what they know what's going on? They're down 5-6 men. Their coach is not in the lineup. Maybe that was the issue, but no subs online. So we're going to figure it out. No, and it's fascinating. Vancouver is not set up for snow removal because we rarely get this cold. And so when you get down, it was just that right perfect temperature with the rain and the snow that it just coated ice everywhere. There are pictures of accidents and people all going, and a lot of people don't even put winter tires on. I would take some Yorkshire puddings. Anybody who's making them up. Yeah, Andrew, next home game. And if you know somebody, a buddy of yours who's going, they don't even have to be in front of the camera. If they just want to, find some people, it might take some time to get going. But then afterwards, I think that there might be some people holding out to try and find who's got it. Right. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. I think it'd be good. Before kickoff, 7 minutes away, just one more reminder. If you're looking for the stream, that's where it is below. The other thing that we can get through while we're at it is still looking to find people from certain countries. And so I'm going to bring that one up here. We've added Puerto Rico as the latest. And so if you join, make sure you add that there. Yeah, Michael, that's exactly it. When somebody's not used to snow, and see, for me from Saskatchewan, I'm fine with it. I will admit it was really icy anyway, still dangerous out there. But when you're around a bunch of people who don't know how to drive in it, the Carvery roast. We are Wrexham. if you want on, I added you on Twitter. Do I have you? I think I added you on Twitter. If you couldn't message me or at me, I'm staring at my phone right now. If you still want to join for the half, make sure you hit me up, and I will follow. I was looking and trying to figure it out. So I'm getting a lot of hits. Yeah, I think all of North America is in a freezer right now, basically. On from the ocean, not from a boat on the ocean. I don't think. I know that there were a bunch of people that were on a cruise that were doing the Ask Wrexham, and they were sending off messages and photos and everything about there, and they all seem to be on the same cruise together. So I still can't do you. I don't know if you're comfortable sending me your Twitter account on the chat, but I'm happy to get you there. I thought I added you. Give me your handle one more time. I don't know how to end up getting them. Michael Starkey's Twitter. Whatever happened to waterbeds? Like, where are they? I miss waterbeds. That's a different topic for another day. I love having it. There has been some great stuff with content going on recently. You had Sean Winters was on Local Pundit, Mark Griffiths was on with the Aussies. It's part of the reason I want to get back into it. And so I posted temporary email above in chat. Okay, let me find that. And just give me a second, because I do want to get you on, because you were jumped right out there and thought. Oh, the fans are going at it. Looking. I still can't do you. Maybe the link, did it punt it out and take it right away because it was a link we are Wrexham? It's possible. Why don't you email me at driver@the-red-horde? I'll go into my webmail, driver@the-red-horde.com. And I'll log in there, and then I can send it directly from there. Yeah, life interferes with things, right? And I think that the issue with Sean, and I hope he finds somebody who can do the production or figures it out himself. This is a process, putting all this stuff together and then doing it for a podcast, and he's got his whole thing behind him. If you're not familiar with the software, it takes a long time to learn it. I mean, I've invested a bunch of it. The Alaska Wild Fish and Chips Co. in Blaine. Jeff, I am all over it. I'm all over it. Alaska. I might have to write that down, actually. There's also a place, and I forget the name of it, in Everett, if you're ever driving between the two, that does Southern food. That might be one of the best restaurants I've ever found. And so worth taking. Alaska Wild Fish and Chips. You're going to hear. Wild Fish and Chips. Not that Walsall. Yeah, I'm trying to find out, like, which games are we actually looking for to end up following. I mean, I think unless there's an upset, most of the score. This is going to be a home game. The race course is rocking. The stadium's full. The players are still not out on the pitch. We are Wrexham. We're looking for you to join the driver at theredhorde.com. So I'll put that in here. That's the email that I should probably check more frequently, because I just see a message from YouTube saying, hey, you should be doing this tax information. And so I've got to do some stuff there. So they're out, they're getting ready. We're flowing through here. Wrexham is the name. Wimbledon, and are they wearing those? I do like those jerseys. If those are the match with the shorts with that brown and the blue. Washington sports fan, got to be a tough day. Did I hear that they lost the head coach? KZMA joining us, Brazilian fan. Feel free to join us over at YouTube, because I think tomorrow for the women's match, I'm going to join only using YouTube only. So that I don't think there will be a difference for anybody, but it'll give me a chance to test a couple of things as Ooh, we get all scrambly. I didn't add any more videos, so it's only just Mullen and Lee that we're looking to score to be able to trigger the videos that I put together. I'm going to get out of this mode and go to this one. And just one more reminder for those that are joining us late. That is how you watch it. Go to iFollow. I'm going to go to my webmail and see if I've got, we are Wrexham. There we go. I'm going to send you the link to your email, and I won't say your name. It'll come in your email. We are Wrexham, and there you go. And with a password, which I won't say online. So you should get that. Feel free to join. You'll see me, and you'll be able to hopefully set a couple things up on yours. I should get you showed up on my screen at some point over on the right. I'm going to bring up FOTMob, but get my scorecard ready. We're getting ready to run. Mark Griffiths at the helm for the audio. KZMA Drugel, welcome. Thank you. We've got new people coming in. Go hit the Twitter button before we start. Ogonko's in net. I'm stoked. I expect big things just because of how many players are missing. I know that their subs are still capable players, but they're clearly not without their best. But I will say those are some beautiful jerseys with those blue and the brown. I am a fan. I will say those might be the best in League Two. Enjoy the game, get started. And another reminder, chat etiquette, no spoilers. You're going to find out when I'm started and how far behind I am from you. And so scroll back if you need to, or at least just zip it. And no spoilers. Kim says 3-0. I called 4-0. I think most people, we're underway, are expecting a good one. Wrexham going from left to right. That's towards the cop. Wimbledon going towards the tech end, and they take over control. And I'm going to bring up FOTMob on my phone while we're at it. Hopefully there's no goals within the first 20 seconds because I'll miss it. You can join at any time. It actually might be a little bit advantageous for you to join in advance just because I'll be able to hear you in my headset, and I can just confirm that everything is okay before I add you. Fingers crossed that this all works on a fly because we're testing my capacity to actually set things up right with the whole system. So everybody seems to be comfortable. Ogonquo leading out Wrexham. That was soft. Anybody do a referee check on this one? I don't know why Jordan's not a sub today. McFadden getting a run back in. He has been healthy for a while, so I found that interesting. Andrew says 3-1 to us. Bouncing through the midfield, actually, and I missed that, but Mark was actually talking that there was an opportunity that Tozer could have taken a red card there, but the linesman missed it. And so I don't even know what happened because I wasn't paying attention. Jordan is injured. Thanks, DeAndre. I've been spotted with a brace. That came out of nowhere. What's with the random injuries everywhere? You had Palmer hurt his calf, and now you've got Davis goes down. Balmy Alberta, for anybody who curls or follows Canadian curling, knows what that's all about. David Rock is the ref. Is he soft? Because that first one was a little bit soft, but Wimbledon looking to advance forward. Oh, falls to them, and here's the first crack. Weak shot, bounce those over to the right. Ogonko was there anyway, and Archeo Gaming, welcome. Rock Chicks followed in. We're getting all the regulars, which is awesome. I'd like to get some new people, so go to X, hit the repost button, get that out there, and talk to who you need to talk to. Hit the like button on this at the very least down below to let the algorithm gods know that we are here. The Wrexham is rocking. Everybody feeling confident, in the mood. Not a good play by Ogonko starting, just sending it off. Ooh, a late winner. John thinking this is a close one. Yeah, I think that's. I hope we haven't set our appetite too big, because I'll tell you what, we've come out a little slow, and Ambleton with more possession and more control, bringing it back as they move forward. And now we've nicked it. Fletcher nicking it, moves it forward on the back heel, but gives it away. And here goes Wimbledon again with the possession. No stats to come in yet, but it has been for the first 2 minutes and 45. I'm at 3 minutes, but I'm only at 2:47. I got to stop this a little bit. and let the timer catch up as I'm only at 2:55 and counting. Here we go. Some control, some pressure. Let's build this forward as George Evans settles us down in the back as it's common to do. Georgios has joined. DC United. Can we talk about Donovan Pines? Has he found a home yet? I just thought as far as a center back goes, if there was anybody over that might come over from the United States, he might be a guy. But it doesn't seem that it took up. Evans. That's 2 in a row. 2 possessions in a row that Evans just settled down, took the ball away, and played off with somebody else. Dal's going 2-1. So it looks like everybody's expecting the full 3 points here. I think it'd be shocking if we didn't, to be fair, and disappointing. But we still got to get into it, dive into it, and we'll look like a bunch of goofballs if it doesn't come to fruition the way that I think everybody's feeling, and missing 2 of their 2 leading scorers, Lebanon and Iraq, with the Asian Cup. Nice little bad pass from Fletcher going backwards, gave it to Wimbledon, and they've got numbers coming forward. 4 over on the break, taking him on corner. No, he's going to push it into the box. Cross somebody, bro. It's there still. In the penalty area, cleared away, and Fletcher comes out, tails it out, and plays it forward. Well done. Fletcher Lee, and then dragged down. No yellow? Nope, missed the foul. Woo-wee. Most consistent candidate for man of the match every time. Yeah, I'm there. Jonathan Longfield joining in as those numbers go through. Mark Taylor jumping on to chat. Loving that. Hit that subscribe button. Keep it going. I'm going to bring in, see if We Are Wrexham has pulled into the chat. Nope, not yet. Oh, it was a throw, and they said it was a clear tackle. Interesting. I didn't think that he touched the ball from a distance, but the camera angle not as close as everybody else. It's getting feisty out here already, which is probably good in a game like this. Wake us up, and they're going to say that's a... McLean takes the tackle. No yellow cards, please. McLean is on 7. 3 more in the next, what are we at here? 12 games, and he's going to eat a suspension for 2 games. I've thought about doing stuff with MLS, but I just don't know enough about the players. The clubs I follow, the top players, sure, but not the ones who might end up crossing over and who they are. I actually watch more Canadian Premier League stuff than MLS. Jonathan Longfield from Yorkshire. Are you from South Yorkshire? Because I've got connections with Sonny Donnie. Thanks, Brendan, for calling that. Yeah, the I follows down below, just because I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Going to be a free kick here. Going to be lots in the box. %57 possession. Free kick, thrown in the box, headed away. Going to land on a Wimbledon boot. No, kicked in the air just out of Lee's. Well done there. That was Little who ended up flicking that one up in the air. Hard to see the numbers on these jerseys, as gorgeous as they are. Headed in, and it's going to go for a goal kick. As I set the mood with the lighting. Pulling people in, 135 watching already, which is good stuff. Make sure you hit that like button as we go forward. That was I hate that when we're on a replay and then all of a sudden you hear Mark Griffiths end up screaming, "Oh, Mullen with it," and almost had an opportunity, but that's the closest we've got to making any pressure. 6 minutes in, still early. They've been sniffing around our goal. We haven't pushed anything towards their end, as here they come again. Long ball into the corner, and that's going to go out for a throw. Yes. West Yorkshire near Leeds. Love me Leeds, but most of the time that I'm there is for a gin tasting or drinking session, and I never remember Leeds until I go back in and remember the carpet on the floor of the pubs. That's what Leeds is for me. That would be nice, Brendan, wouldn't it be? Sitting at the turf, having a beverage, enjoying the game. Smart is not in McLean's game. I've almost accepted that he's going to take a 2-game suspension at some point in time. And it might be 3. Did he already get an accumulation one? In any event, we'll figure all that out. Don't see Sandy in here sniffing today. Might be... usually I get a message that says whether she's in or out today. Finally, some control. Although I say that the possession says 60% for us because I don't know if maybe it's just me being all negative Nancy here recently, but it looks like they've had most of the pressures. Here they come towards the corner. Cross coming in. That's a really good ball. Headed up in the air to 7 over to the short post. It's still there. Cleared away. Should be a free kick. That was a dangerous one. Sticking the boot up there as the head was there. I think was that O'Connor going up to get that one? Magnum PI, who I guess was getting some chirp in the last game in Shrewsbury for his mullet and mustache. And they're like, you guys doing a late November? And he was like, no, just like it. Just like it. Okay, let's get some pressure. 8 minutes is long enough. Ball too far. Ogonkwo's got some legs in him and maybe a little bit too much. What happens when he gets the accumulation yellow and a straight red in the same game? Haha. I've got a video about that. John was like, that one hurt my head. You know what? It hurt my head. Why have two different rules? In the same game, red card first, then the yellow. In a different game, fit the yellows into the game that they apply to and apply the reds thereafter. Makes no sense. Grimsby jumping out front on Notts County. Love to see that. W&G, thank you so much for what you do with the scoreboard. I have to talk to you over the offseason. I was thinking of getting API and actually paying to have like it updated automatically and stuff for the out-of-town scores. And then I was like, do I take this away from W&G? Are you feeling pressure doing it or are you liking it? Oh, I've stopped the rotation. Thank you, Dell, for that. I will set rotate. Boom. There we go. It should be rotating now in 15 seconds. We'll just wait and make sure that happens as we move forward for the first time. So I'm going to get excited here. Max looking to get it into the box. Lots of time. Decides to opts for the corner. Cannon playing it over to Ford. Ford cross. Good one. And headed away. I like that. Like that cross. Put them under pressure early and they come back and dive into it. Breakaway. 3-on-3. Men's coming back. 4-on-4 now. Pushed into the back. Is that Tozer filling in for Max? Max, back up, Max. Not really filling the middle here as Tozer's now going to try to get back into possession and keep our shape. No, we're going to stay over in our current positions. All right. Rough being a Knots fan these days. Wah, wah. Don't feel so bad. Threatening ball in. That's right there. Whoa. Far cross all the way over to Wimbledon, ends up being headed over towards the short post where we've got number 9. And I'm going to have to bring up who that is because I don't have the lineup set up there. Davison with the opportunity, who gets up there and just barely cleared by Max, filling in for Tozer in the middle. Oh, not okay with that one. We made it to the Wimbledon half. All that talk early about how this should be under control, and I'll tell you what, we're not looking as though we're going to need the crowd to pull the boys into this one. Does that look like it's on a bit of a hill there? I've never noticed that before. Cross in, far post. That was threaded. One of those borderline ones that maybe you'd like Arthur to come out and grab and secure. But that was actually, yes, John, well done by Max, especially filling in for Tozer, who played out wide because Max was up forward, and Max had to come in and fill that role. There they go. Rex. Oh, Rex. We can hear that chant. Oh boy, a little bit of a troubling start so far. Throw into the corner, drawn back. McLean saved that one and just clears it out and gets it forward. Moulton, the only person there, so here we come scrambling forward to try and be able to put pressure on in the midfield as they draw it back into their center backs. And you always know that the game makes people nervous because they're chatting less. We came in with full confidence. Everybody's blabbing away, and all of a sudden gets a little nervy and it gets a little quiet. Yeah, Grimsby's up 1-0. I just saw another one there. West Brom taking the lead over Blackburn, who we're following now because they've become the next target in the FA Cup. Crew up early. Walsall Stockport's fascinating. Is Walsall going to end up making a push? Because I'll tell you what, I don't think they've got enough runway in the season to make it into the top 3, but they've got enough runway to make it into the playoffs. And do you want Walsall current form or ability to find the form they've got right now in the playoffs? No, thank you. Lee pushed in the back, but able to play by Evans, solid all over to the left-hand side. And we're going to set up in the backs, gain some possession as they've gone from 60% up to 53%. Pressure coming forward. Max looking, got to pass through. We're going to go on the ground. No, we're going to serve it through the air. Fletcher goes up. They get the ball. We got to do better than that. But here we go. Miss hit by O'Connor over to the. That's a bad header and gave it away. Without a sniff in their half, really, to be fair. I mean, if you had the heat map running, it would just be very lightly orange there from possession that we had at that one little foray forward. Clicking in the back, possession up to 50% now. Not really pushing forward. Like they've had a couple of good opportunities, but not nothing real threatening. The last cup of coffee. Yeah. I think there's cold brew in the fridge. I'm hoping. Into the box again. Dangerous. Right out front. Going to have a crack. Long shot deflection and just rolls a couple of feet wide. And it's going to go for a corner. Second corner of the match. Yeah, just no legs here so far. Other than Evans, who's controlled what 3 balls in the midfield now to make sure that we've been able to nick things. Nobody's been able to settle it down and push the ball forward. They're doing a high press, which we see all the time. And what do you do with high press? Well, you have to be able to advance it through field or through the floor or in the air. Bounce through the middle of the pitch. A dangerous ball, but nobody's able to find it. Rolls over to the other side where Wimbledon gains possession and threatening territory again. Nicked. He says it was deflected off of a foot, and the refs agree. Oh, no, they don't. Wimbledon gets a throw in. So more pressure coming our way. Drawn back into their center backs as they're looking to move the ball forward and open on the left-hand side, running all the way towards the penalty area. He's there, left-footed cross, and just over. I don't think Ogonko could put a hand on that. No, he's going for the ball to get it, but jeepers creepers, what's going on? This is one of those ones where a football had a timeout. You're calling it and pulling the guys in and having a yell, right? Batman. Arthur Ogonko in the mask. He's already kicked one out. Crew up 1-0 over Swindon. Again, and that's the second giveaway by Ogonko, who's kicked it out to the left-hand side twice. Tranmere's made it equal now against the MK Dons, pulling 1-1. Thanks, W&G. The visiting side, Dale. It sounds like I don't even know. I haven't a start 16 minutes in. Like we've had some slow starts, but I can't remember one where it's been this slow. Just playing a triangle within their own zone. We're not pressing forward. We're happy to sit back and keep our shape. So they're happy to keep the possession in the back. Long ball. Wimbledon over to the right. Is it going to go too far? Yeah. Clears out. What is wake up in Welsh? I hope it's not my fault making the last coffee in the house. Evans is not off. But yes, John, I'd get the message. That's a struggle there. Oh, and I see you. We are Wrexham, by the way. Hello. You can just sit there and actually what I will do is I'll put this on to see if I can end up hearing you because that's how it should end up working. Just give me about 5-10 seconds as we've got to cross into the box, headed up into the air, and just pressure. All right. Go ahead and say something now there. We are Wrexham, and I should hear you. Yeah. Bump you up on my end as well. Arthur with it. Headed away. We've got an opportunity here. Trying to break clear. No, they've got it back. All right. Run out of steam. That's, I think, Dale, what all that we've got to hope for here is it's been that kind of game. Let's see if this all works. We've got the ball possession over on the right-hand side. Things are all looking positive so far, and nicked it again, and here they come back the other way. Wimbledon putting us under pressure again. Over crosses in front of Max, and we're okay, but it's going to go for a corner, just dominating us, and you can hear the Wimbledon fans raging. Minus 37. Need a Chinook there in Calgary. I don't know what we do. Do I have to put on the away jersey to keep this thing going? In swinger over to the far side. Oh. Is that's got to be a yellow for nothing there. Making a case for it to be a red card. That would be fascinating, but I don't think it's going to happen. And of course, it's not working because I can't get the gain up. We are Wrexham. This is the ongoing problem that I had and the one I had with Brennan that I thought I figured out. And so I'm going to have to figure this out, and we'll see while we do that during the half, during the things. We've got an opportunity here into the box for the first time, push down, but I don't think that there's anything in that as far as a challenge for a free kick, penalty, or otherwise. Shoulder to shoulder charge, you got to let that one go. But we were under threat, and here they come the other way. Wide open, Sasu, left-hand side, people in the front of the box. He's going to go against Max, gets it in, and Arthur there bubbles it, and not liking this at all. At all. Tozer gives him a tap on the back. Not feeling this. Huh. More pressure, headed down, knocked away, and Sasu was right there on the left-hand side from that opportunity and could have had a chance to get it. It's going to roll out. We're going to get a throw in, and jeepers, let's settle down. Getting stressed. I'm getting angry. Yeah, it's one of those ones, the fans are in it, trying to draw them out, right? So we're going to get another throw in. 58% possession, 5 shots to 0. So let's update that one. Accurate passes, 77 to 54. They've had 2 corners, ball over the top, and it's just anything we headed out. We're going to get a throw. Is this a Tozer territory? Might be a little ways out, but going to have a shot at it. At least get something into the box, right? So I don't think it's a speed thing. It's just nobody's getting on possession of the ball. There's been lots of little tiny giveaways. Massive ball into the box, pushed into the back. No free kick, no foul. Just harmlessly to the keeper, and that wasn't much there. Thumped down the other way, looking to try and find us. Headed out of play. All that we could do. Grimsby up 2 on Notts. Tranmere MK Dons 1-1. Still looking at that Stockport Walsall game and wondering what'll happen there as Wimbledon does what they've been doing so far. Nice little ball cross into the box, and Tozer, good little clearance. Now, this is where we've been struggling, is getting possession in the midfield. Fletcher, well done, over the top. Give it to him. Nah, okay, we're going to go switch to the left. Ed ball headed down. Fletcher can't get to it. Forward, right-hand side. Come on now. All the way back. And this is, I'm okay with this. Settling it down as we start to apply some pressure our own way for the first time, 23 minutes in. And this feels like bounces it off of a head, and we're going to get a corner from the left side. Going to be a out swinger by Mr. McLean. And let's get into it. Short corner. McLean with it. Nice free kick to us right away. I'm surprised he didn't play advantage there, and somebody'd have to tell me why he didn't if they know, because Lee, it ended up squirting away from McLean to Lee. And then Lee didn't get a chance to get a little extra corner in. Instead, he blows it down right away, and so we've got a free kick right there. McLean pleading his case, and we've got an opportunity. What are we? Maybe 30 feet away from the end line? Looking for lots of players in the box. This is threatening. It's tough to have a crack from there, but still an opportunity. Lots of people lined up all the way beyond the far post. Let's just pot one early and turn this game on its head. Come on now. Man, my computer is cooking. Oh, went for the leap on the far post, too far, nothing really in it, and instead it goes to the corner. Handball. Shout from the crowd for it. Doesn't come to fruition. Switch over to McLean. I like this. Keep coming after him here. Lee inside. Opportunity headed away up in the air. Tozer still there looking. It's knocked down. Oh, O'Connor's sky shot to the moon. But hey, pressure, right? We'll take pressure. That was Fletcher just knocking it back, and it ended up falling over to on a, you can't really call that a half volley, a 1/4 volley. It ends up hammering it. Oh, didn't want him to do that. I am testing my computer here. Diagonal, more pressure coming. McLean, well, we've got numbers now down on the left-hand side, over to the corner. Fletcher looking well done by the defender to be able to get back and squeeze that one. That was Reeves, the captain, who got there. And so we're going to get a throw right in Tozer territory from the left-hand side. We're looking, we're searching. Somebody will have to tell me whether I'm getting a little pixelated here, because there's lots of stuff going on the computer. That throw went right to the keeper, who just grabbed it, and away he went. All right, continued pressure. We will take it. We finally get a shot, which means I can do this. Give them 2 more. Shots are 7-1. Halfway through, a little over halfway through the first part of the first half. Fascinating game. McLean looking to try and get it. Ollie's dropped off the map. Well, Jurgis, he had a calf injury, and somebody had said that he might be out 8 weeks. He sent a picture of him all taped up, but he's back. I'm sure he will get a run out for Fletcher, as that gets pinged by Evans off of a defender, and Evans grabs it again and hammers it out, and we gain the throw. Evans just bossing the ball in the middle of the pitch. I haven't said Cannon's name yet today, have I? Mendy's in Africa. And if you didn't hear, Georges, they had that plane incident with the charter plane that ended up losing oxygen. People reportedly, players passing out on their flight, had to emergency put the plane down in an emergency, and then they spent the night in the hotel, and then they flew off. So he is in the final team. No idea whether he'll actually get playing time, but we hope. Fletcher trying to get it, and it gets deflected, and Tozer throw. That's a good poll question. How many of us have iFollow? I'm just a little bit nervous of bringing up with the way my computers have been acting. Bogging down easy. Short throw brought in. Cannon. I just said I haven't called his name, and then I get an opportunity to call his name. Little reverse here. It is for Elliot Lee. Oh, and it's going to get tickled out. It gets tickled out. Tackled out of play. And we're going to get an in-swinger from the right side from Mr. McLean, who goes running over there. Here's the corner from McLean. Left-footed in-swinger, close to the near post and tough to play. It bounced away, and here comes Wimbledon trying to get it out. Is that going to go out of play? It's able to keep it in. One man to beat, and well done. Ooh, breathe. Jed, long time no see. Nice to see you, man. And I hope all is well. You like tickled out? Hey, I'm going to misspeak all the time. Do you watch with iFollow? We'll start that one, and people can have a vote on the poll as it comes forward. People just fall asleep on planes. Yeah. Swirling. I'm not even gonna. I shouldn't laugh. That's not funny. It's maybe comical because nobody was injured. Wensley, welcome to the Horde. Glad to have you. I have you follow. Is that what it is when you're following me? Who needs I follow when we've got you follow? Right hand side, McLean over there looking to get a throw in that was close to Tozer territory, but it's thrown in. It couldn't be handled by Mullen, and they've got it, and they push forward. Here we go. I get it. Sasu up there trying to, and that was an ugly combination. Sasu knocked it down. It rolled off of us, hit him, and then went out shoveling snow. Ugh, not fun, eh? Cannon down the right-hand side. He looked like he almost stumbled over himself on the run there with the ball. But maybe that's just me looking to be critical. George draws it all the way back. Tozer up looking. Tozer over to George. George back to Tozer. I think if you got a cast on your phone, you can do a smart view and connect, but you can't do the actual straight direct cast. 57%. Man, we've had 0.01 expected goals. That tells you how this first half has gone. West Brom up 2-1. Adrian with that update. W&G taking care of the scores up top. Tranmere tied with MK Dons, and still nothing in the Mansfield and the Stockport match, it looks like, last time it came through anyway. That's a lot of people without iFollow. Relying on me to get your glory. No pressure. Grimsby up 2-0. Barrow still 0-0. Ball just bouncing like 2-3 times right in the middle of the field, completely vertical, as Lee and another Wimbledon player try to get up and get it. No, you RKO. If they turn over and we start picking things up, you're going to have to come on more frequently because we haven't looked well this start. Well done by Ford to force a throw, and we're going to get another Tozer throw in. Yeah, Gail, we've just got ice here in the lower mainland, so we'll survive. The man on the mic for you guys. No pressure. No, I don't. Not a streaker. There was just talk of the Wimbledon's brown shorts. They're skin toned, and so it looks as though just a bunch of blue tops are running around, and it's rather comical. Long throw in, headed up into the air. Lots of numbers there for them. Ford looking to get it. Last man back. Really? I didn't think that was going to be a free kick, but they gave it to them, and away they go. DeAndre, yeah, I'm with you, but better than the option, right? I like the opportunity. He's yeah, W&G sitting there bored with the scoreboards all setting up. To be fair, I haven't seen the Mansfield game come up. Did I set this up wrong? I mean, I've turned away a couple of times. But I see the same games. Maybe I'm just turning away at the wrong time. Wimbledon for the first time in a while with pressure on us, and well handled by Max, who gets it over to Cannon, and they're looking to get out, and instead it comes the other way. We'll get a throw in here. Everybody dealing with a little bit of hangover, not playing as frequently as they are. Mansfield and Morecambe, they're still, there it is, in Stockport, Walsall, still both 0-0. That and the Barrow game, for obvious reasons, the ones we're watching. And Knott's falling apart, because that's the feel-good story of the year. 80%, I'm surprised by that. But I'm happy to be here to fill the void. And I will push it. I am 80% of the, if you're able to, I get times are tough, but 80% of the revenue that you put into iFollow goes directly to Wrexham. And so it's a bad pass by Tozer, complete giveaway, 4-on-4 coming back. Lee's trying to scramble back as it gets over to the right-hand side. McLean screaming back into the penalty area. Here comes a cross. I don't know if that deflected, but they've still got it now, still wide on the right side. Cross in, headed away. Right to the front. Fletcher's not able to get it. Into the area, and Ogonkwo settles. Yikes. Quick play. Ford hammers it up. Understruck, and so the center back was there to be able to play it back instead of landing on Mullen's feet. Blackburn. Man, Bradford just scored over Colchester. Bradford has a lot going on. They just lost their goalkeeper who went up, and they had to get somebody from Charlton who ended up coming down. They've recalled a bunch of players. Their transfer window seems to be the most active of anybody in the EFL. Their spaces, Twitter spaces that they did, there was some, Mullen gets a free kick, Wimbledon player not happy. So this is going to be on the left-hand side, just in line with the edge of the penalty area. Yeah, 87 quid for the half season. And it's interesting, they've been talking about iFollow, only up, you get iFollow at this rate only till January 31st, which made me think there might be another decrease in price coming after the end of the month. We'll see. And it is 10 quid for just one game, 25 quid for a month if you have the opportunity even just to slide in and you're going to watch a bunch of it. I think the entirety of North America is on a winter storm warning. Is there anybody who's not getting blasted by this Arctic flow? More precipitation in the middle, just freezing cold everywhere. Long ball by Wimbledon down the middle of the pitch, headed back and forth in the middle of the pitch. Who's going to be able to get it at their feet? Wimbledon, knock it forward over to the right-hand side. Back towards the center of the field. Tilly, he's looked good in the first game. He's looked good in this one. Tilly has been the guy who's stirred the drink. Sasu, left-hand side, just getting close to the penalty area now as they've got lots of numbers forward. Bad pass. Are we going to let that roll out? Ford boxes him out, and it's going to go for a goal kick. Puerto Rico is always sunny. Yeah, that's just rubbing it in. My sisters, Bradford, yeah, they're still up 1-0. Yeah, that'd be the next question. How many tuned in from because of, is it 48 or 38? It's been so long. $33 a month. John, do you only get it for the calendar month though, or do you get it from the month that you end up subscribing? But I'll tell you, that month purchase is certainly more advantageous early in the month when you end up having lots of Tuesday games. And we still have 2 games to make up, the MK Dons and the FJR, that we'll get figured out, I think, if and when we're knocked out of the FA Cup. You like that one? If we're knocked out? Yeah, that's true. You've got to have ESPN, Sportsnet in Canada, Paramount in Australia, New Zealand, to be able to watch it, and hope it's just on TV somewhere if you're in the UK, which it is. Great run inside, long ball, hoofed over top, center backs there. That long ball just isn't working over the top. Well, for them, here they come, press the other way. Tozer knocks it down. Oh, give away. No, saves himself. Great tackle by Tozer after that touch, and I can't blame him. It was a tough ball to handle. Pushed a little bit too far forward, and he had it was right onto Wimbledon's wheelhouse for a shot there. But Tozer gets up and gets a tackle. Cold in New Orleans, but not freezing. I got the heater pointed right at me. Got the heater on over here. The joys of our electric heat in the lower mainland. We're not used to anything below -5. Far side over to Ford, too much weight. Can't keep it in, giveaway. No shots, nothing to add to the statistics. Sort of a ho-hum, nothing first half. Knots with 1. Darn. Always Mardi Gras ready. I thought that hit Ford's right foot spinning around, but they didn't give it to him, and maybe it's just my eyes. Tozer going to try a long throw again, just as from the outside of his range, so it's only going to get to the short post. But you take these. Thrown in. It's dangerous. It's there. Flicked up in the air by Sasu. He's going to head it away. Are we able to maintain possession? Get up there, Tozer. Yes, Tozer. He's in the middle of the pitch up front because of where he took that throw. Knott's trying to get into it. Bad pass forward, and here they come the other way. So they've got 3 running on the break. Cannon, just a free kick. Yellow. Thinking about it. No, just a stern talking to. Oh, who had I think it was Matt on Racecourse Ramble had a director for the Wimbledon Trust who joined, and he was taking shots at Knots during that one. You can't win if you don't defend, and that's what his conclusion was on them. Well, Santiago, I'm glad you're here. I hope you're getting some Arctic flow as well. No, I'm not. I'm just envious of everybody who's got good weather. Whoa, Ogonkwo, well done. Guys, when he jumps through the air, you ever seen the Empire State Building jump? It just skies up over top of everybody. No, I appreciate it. Stockport scores still 0-0, Dale, up top when it rolls through. Stockport's on this corner, I think, when it comes through. 3 minutes away from the half, and not a lot of action going on. Not a lot to talk about. That was contact on Fletcher. Fletcher's on the ground. Mullen's over having words. Johnson coming forward to get a yellow card. Badly timed jump, deliberate foul play. The referee's not reaching into his pocket, but he is calling over. Oh, he's calling over Mullen for the talking to, and not number 9 who ended up making the foul. So I didn't see the replay because it was the camera angle was so far away tracking the ball, and it was up in the air, and it just came into screen. And no, that's not a. There was contact there, and that's a penalty, but I don't think that's a card. My take on that one. Free kick taken quickly over to Ford on the right-hand side. Lots of players in the box. Can he get the cross in? He does, but not high enough, but it's flicked in the air. It's still there, up in the air. Tozer knocks it down. Come on, somebody. Put it off. Get it on. McLean dances. Penalty area over to Cannon. Somebody put it on the goal. Another cross from Ford. Up in the air. Header! Saved. No, not a penalty. It was a free kick. It was a free kick. Fletcher took a shot in the back of the head, a clattering, and I thought it was from head to head, but it wasn't. It was more of a sort of a push or a shiv into the back. All the way back to Ogonko. Finally, our first shot, 26 degrees in Cancun. I know it's nice there because one of the guys from work just came back. They did 1,200 kilometers on dirt bikes. He and his son down the coast of Mexico. Minute away from the half, Wimbledon now with pressure, heading towards the edge of the area for us. Lots of players forward. We're in good shape. And so let's see where it's at as we're going to try to bring in We Are Wrexham and hope that the audio works. I don't have the gains moving up, and whoa, header. That was a great ball by Wimbledon. Corner came in from the right-hand side. Cleworth got beaten in the air, but the header goes up over top. And so that was Tilly, who's got service everywhere, who ends up getting it to Ball, and Ball pushes it up over top. 30 seconds away here. Everybody to Santiago's house for the next game. Sutton scores. Fletcher gets it 8 minutes away to find out how much extra time. Don't think there will be much. 2 minutes. Sutton up on Barrow is a beautiful thing. Is a beautiful, beautiful thing. If we can secure anybody who's from fourth down losing and just keep those three, we'll fight about it amongst ourselves up at the top, and I'm sure we'll be happy doing it. Just 1 minute of added time. Long throw from Tozer into the box. It's up there, kicked up, headed up. Mullins there, headed over. Just missed. Roof of the net. Totally outplayed in the outplayed, but also not on. But I would say the last 10 minutes that we had control of this one. But yeah, it is a meh half, and I'm sure that Park will take it. My fault for calling a 4-0 win. Slap my wrists. I'll deal with myself at the end of the half. Shoulder, arm, bad pass forward. Wimbledon has it, and the whistle's going to come pretty quick. 1 minute already passed. Whistle blows. There it is. That's the first half. Only 2 on the flop counter. Not a lot of drama going on there, right, Brendan? And let's see what we've got here. I'm going to go back to my screen and see how We Are Wrexham is there and see if I can get a thumbs up for being ready. If there was a thumbs up, all I see is your eyes and your nose. Who has it better than us? Nobody. All right, I think I saw that. So I'm going to try and draw you in here. Parky is going to have some things to say. I hope this works. The gains may not work, and I just bumped off the scorecard by doing that. So let's not do that again. All right, let's see if this works. There we are. How are you?
Hello.
Oh, man, I'm not able to hear you. Do I have my headset on? I'm going to have to go this way, maybe. And somebody else will have to tell me, do they hear you? I can see the game moving, so this is a situation where I'm in the dark. And so while I work at this, why don't you do this and tell us your history, your story as to how you became a Wrexham AFC fan, and I'm going to figure out how I can hear you.
Okay, well, I'm currently living in Helsinki, as I've mentioned a few times.
I've got you, by the way. Go ahead.
Okay, excellent. And I never really got into football myself. My 2 older brothers were one a Man United fan, one a Liverpool fan. So I kind of followed along with Liverpool because Man United were winning everything, but I actually preferred United. I knew all the old players and moved around many countries and decided to support the football club and heard the Wrexham story, started watching Welcome to Wrexham, and decided to pick my own team.
I am getting feedback when I turn on the mic, so we'll have to be careful, me than you. And I'm hoping that went away as I'm having to mute myself. But how did you end up figuring out Wrexham AFC? Were you a documentary join? Were you did you find them in advance? How did that all develop?
Yeah, it's a documentary join. Heard about the story, heard about buying the new club, and decided to choose my own team. So started watching the documentary, enjoyed it, and said, "Yeah, let's follow League Two."
And I'm gonna have to figure out exactly what type
of Premiership team.
Sorry, I missed that. You didn't have a Premiership team that you were following?
Yeah, I never had a Premiership team. I don't. I followed Liverpool because my older brother followed United. So, but never followed it. I haven't followed football in years.
Well, that was sort of my story. Is I was looking for 6 years to find a club that I could end up going for, and I couldn't find anybody. I'd gone to some Donny Rovers matches when they were in League One while I was over there, but couldn't find a team, even the local MLS. So I jumped over it. I'll take your thoughts on what you thought about that first half. I mean, I don't know. Do you have iFollow or you watch?
No, I have iFollow. I watch all the matches. I did the season pass. And I took a month of the Stockport at the moment, which I still have. So I'm enjoying following them on a second screen. The match hasn't been great, in fairness, but we have shown moments.
Yeah, it was the frustrating part for me is this is a team that's only got half of the lineup that's normally starts. They're away from their two starting strikers, which maybe we just did we come out flat? Is that our own fault? I don't know if you had any suggestions or any thoughts either as to lineup changes. Is Fletcher the right guy to start, or do you prefer something else? And are you looking for somebody else to be in a different position maybe?
I don't know if we came out flat. I think Wimbledon came out strong and were told to come and attack us. So it took us a while to settle and break through their attack. I love Fletcher, and I wanted him to start matches. So it's great that he is, but I don't know that it's working. I can see him coming off after 20 minutes or so if nothing happens. And changing. And maybe it is not working that he comes on first. But I can see us picking it up in the second half. At the moment, to me, the match looks like a win.
It's fascinating to me when you hear about people talking about Palmer and his strengths, even though he hasn't really scored a lot this year. That his role and where his strengths are is being able to free up Mullen, but not only that, to just lean on defenders and tire them out, which is why Fletcher has success when he comes in as a super sub. Fletcher doesn't lean on people. Even though he's a big guy, he's not tiny. He's got those cheeky little passes and the nice little touch on the ball. So there was something that made me think maybe that's part of the success, is just bringing in Palmer to be the bull. And so is that something that, I know you said you're a Fletcher fan, but is that something that you think that is something the team should do more often to give Fletcher success as a super sub, or you still prefer him to be in there with his touch?
No, I'm starting to appreciate Palmer more now that he has been away. Definitely, I think Mullen is not scoring as much because of it. But you can see from the team that we can get goals from other positions. Other players can step up. And it's interesting not to have Mullen scoring all the goals. But
I'm not liking this, Mike.
I don't know. Palmer next year, I don't.
It's interesting. I want to see what happens with the striker situation. I mean, if we end up moving up to League One, and there's a serious conversation to be had, is McLean League One ready? Left-hand side. Some people are saying no. Right? You look at Tozer. You're looking at like there could be a massive overhaul on the jump. If we move forward, that'd be fascinating. Just Trippy Feet wanted to say thanks for the follow, and Jed talking about Wimbledon entering the game with a 10-man mentality. I mean, I guess that's the thing, is if you're coming in and you've got your down 4 starters, things are a bit of a mess, then you anticipate this is going to be a thing. I don't know. Did you have thoughts? Do you follow transfer windows? Do you just see what happens? Do you see a position that you're thinking that's something I think we need to fill?
No, I think our team is good enough to win it potentially this year, although top 3 is perfect. I would just love to see Barrow fall off a bit and have a bit of breathing room on the 4th position. With the players we have, I see quite a couple of them falling off to bench players instead of first team players.
Sorry, I got fussy baby noises now going on in the background. Sorry, I missed that.
To answer McLean, I think he could be a squad player on the bench next year if we decide to keep him. But I see him maybe losing his position once we fix who comes in instead of him. And the same for quite a few of our players. They're good enough to get us promoted this year. I see a few of the first team squad dropping down to substitutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating turnover, and I take your point about Barrow finishing, falling off a little bit, right, in that 4th place. It was interesting. They had a discussion last time about whether you would have been happy, people would have been happy with Barrow, who scored last week, scored a late goal to end up drawing, whether they would have rather had them lose points rather than Mansfield or Stockport County lose points. And I think the consensus is nobody's really that fussed about the championship. They just want to make sure that we secure automatic promotion. And it sounds like you're in that camp as well.
Yeah, I am. I don't want to go through another end of season heart attack while we're trying to figure out the situation, even if it means you get to the last 2 games and you could potentially win the whole league or end up in 4th.
I love that self-preservation. It's just for my own health. I just want to make sure that we secure and we're comfortable. I mean, perfect world. Stockport County, last game of this year, both teams have promotion secured, and they get to have a fun little fight and throw everything at it to see who ends up taking the trophy. That would be the perfect outcome of the year. Great for the documentary as we're writing the Hollywood script, but I don't know if we can guarantee that. I don't know how far away we are from the chat. Anybody in the chat that has a question for We Are Wrexham and thoughts on the feature of bringing people in? I'm super appreciative that you decided to do this, by the way, because really you're the first who is coming cold, and obviously cold because I got to fix up my feedback and figure out how to get my audio on my own computer. But anybody have a question of We Are Wrexham before, I see things are starting to move a little bit on the pitch? Or if you have a question to me, we'll do that. I've got to bump my wife. I'm going to listen to you while I just go and do this.
While you're waiting on a question, one thing I have enjoyed is I've been following Notts County this season. I've been watching a lot of their videos and making comments, and it's interesting. You get some people love the comments and other people really hate Wrexham. And I've been following Stockport now as well. And I've jumped on for the next Cup match, Blackburn. And the different comments that are out there are really, really interesting if you ever follow it. They all seem to hate the idea of losing to Wrexham on Welcome to Wrexham.
It makes me think of I know what it's like to be a Wrexham fan in Canada, right? And there are a few of us around, and most of us talk via social media and stuff. But when you're in Helsinki, as far as those that watch the documentary, follow Wrexham, have heard the story, or are massive fans, are you able to connect with others in Helsinki and have, I don't know, Helsinki Reds sort of parties in the pub, chats, banter, that sort of stuff? Or are you on an island, does it feel sometimes?
At the moment, I am on an island, but it's kind of an island of my own making. I haven't searched out to find fans, but it is something I have considered doing if I had the time, is to actually set up a little fan group and see how many are out there. Um, I have just done some watch parties with a couple of friends and just had fun that way. But it's interesting watching the chats here with you and all the guys during the matches and watching the match at the same time. It adds a bit extra.
Yeah, I've been surprised and impressed and having a lot of fun with throwing this all together and enjoying the chat and getting to know everybody's personality. I mean, you see, Andrew, John, Brandon, yourself, people taking shots at each other, and it's certainly like everybody's getting to know everybody's personality well enough and who they like and who they don't like.
Yeah.
We can get through that.
And don't forget Xerxes. You really messed that name up.
It's what do I call it? Georgius, I think. It's say it again.
Xerxes.
And of course,
unless
the
I'm
feed
wrong
comes out as soon as it ends up saying.
Well.
I'm gonna go on YouTube afterwards and do like how to pronounce. No, I'm not even gonna try it. How to pronounce X. I'm just gonna go with
If I'm correct, it's the name of the bad guy in 300.
Okay. Which I know the show and a historical character, I'm sure, but I don't. The only foreign language that I can speak is Korean, and so that doesn't give me a lot of help with names like that. So I see the Palmer debate is on in the chat. John H, a Wimbledon fan? No. We love laughing at Sean. I do that too. Look, I'm gonna jump back into things here as it looks like there's starting to get more movement as the ball boys are pushing the balls out there. I wanted to say thanks so much. You're really Brendan's been a frequent person. You are only the second person who's joined a live watch party, and you gave me the opportunity to test it. I appreciate you and thank you for it. And this gives me a chance to maybe add a new feature. And again, for the Wrexhamites, maybe find somebody who are over there that can record, because we could do this on screen, I'm hoping, after the match. So thank you so much for taking the time out and doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I can jump on again at a later stage if you want.
Yeah, let's stay online, and maybe we'll come back and bring you in at the half or at the end of the match and have a quick little, hopefully a rundown of the goal
after the match.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All right. Cheers. And I never asked you, is it okay for me to use your name now that I know what it is, or do you just want me to call you We Are Wrexham?
Yeah, Francis.
I knew what it was because I got it in the email, but I also didn't want to be the person who ends up throwing out that information. So Francis is We Are Wrexham. I'm going to have to write that down somewhere so that I make sure that I don't forget it. Francis is We Are Wrexham, because I did that with that one person who comes in all the time and I get their name wrong and I forget who they are. So appreciate you, Francis. Thank you so much. We're getting close to the kickoff for the second half, and so I'm going to jump off. We'll catch you potentially back after this one. Thanks for joining, and away we go. All right. That was fun. I like that. Thanks, Francis. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. Anybody in the chat who enjoyed that, but I certainly enjoyed that during the half rather than just the standard me bantering away and listening to the chat. Nice to hear from somebody else who's fallen in love with the squad. Just the fans doing their things. So we're all lined up close to the start of the second half. As the ball hits the dot, we're going from right to left towards the tech end, them from left to right towards the new cop, the temporary cop, the soon to disappear cop. As I'm getting this. Yeah, I know that discussion was misjointed. It wasn't coming through my headset, so I don't know what happened with the test there. So little tech things. It's just so easier when you use StreamYard or Restream to be able to do things. We're underway. But it also doesn't allow you to customize things. So having to learn tech things on the fly, we will perfect it, and we will Xerxes. Stockport, Walsall tied 1-1. Morecambe, Mansfield still 0-0. We're 0-0. All three teams at the top looking for a draw. Fortunately, Barrow and Knots with the losses. The bottom teams on the table looking to steal points. What we need to do here is secure 3 and let everybody deal with their own mess, and we can see where everything lays at the end. Pushed in the back, going to get a free kick just inside. Taken quick up to Mullen. That was, I don't know if that was, had kicked it into 3 defenders behind him and nobody up for support. So I don't know if that was the smartest decision, but they clear it out and we've got a throw in. They were just talking about how Lee hasn't got into the game, so maybe that was part of the reason why he's getting Mullen in. The guest speaker was Francis, who is We Are Wrexham, who joins. I should do that if I know who's going to be joining, type out who's there. And would like to get sort of a series of questions just to get to know everybody. I mean, location and name and their origination story. Breakaway, left-hand side, in all alone, Wimbledon. Oh, misses, pushes it over to the right. Tozer lost a challenge, gives it away, and wide open, running forward. How many yards did he have to run there? About 15 yards till he got to the penalty area. Ogonko comes screaming out. Tozer, just loses it underneath his feet. He's chasing over. He had all the time in the world. All the time in the world, and he misses it. And that's massive let off, Dave. Absolutely massive let off. That was ugly. Push down, lost the ball, no free kick given, so it's over to the right-hand side. Cannon to forward, body's moving forward. Can we get it in? Yeah, no ASL. You know how old you are, Daryl, when you throw out the ASL. I like it. Oh, my word, that was... He just went to go and play the ball, and it went right underneath his feet, skips past him, and the Wimbledon player who's had pace running forward and just says, I'm off to the races. In swinger from the right side, short, headed out, and going to go for another corner, same side. Well, we do need to upgrade Tozer. We need a pacey center back. Absolutely 100%. And what happened to my white bar? That was dangerous. He got it in there, swept in, but it was a little bit too close to the near post. And I don't know if that was a punch out or whether it landed on a head and went out, but we've got possession again. O'Connor back over to the right, looking across it into the box. It's up there, headed away to Lee, right in front, shoots. Oh, it's still there. Somebody get possession. Fletcher looking at angle, shoots, flips, woodwork, off the woodwork. That was 2 cracking opportunities and no opportunity, no glory. Lee with a long distance shot from the right hand, from the center, right footed, ended up getting stopped. It went right into the middle, and I was all excited. I was going to get his video queued up and ready to go. And then it comes back in again, and Fletcher gets control, a little bit of it to the left, a little bit to the right, turns around and has a crack and chip over top. Cheeky chip, and it's off the woodwork. That's going to probably be 2 shots to us, so I'll just put them up right there. That was Wrexham potential getting a goal. Both Lee with a right footer and then with Fletcher with a chip over top, but no glory. And now that's... Hey, I like getting excited. That was the first time I've had an opportunity to get excited in a long time. And the shots are, they say 9-3, but I'm sure we've got 2 that are happening there. Both of them on goal. One saved by Bass, and the other one off the woodwork with the chip over top. More possession by us and more opportunity to move forward as McLean's got the ball and he's looking to go down the left-hand side with Lee. Lee, no overlap, gets it back over to O'Connor, and the switch is on. A little bit slow, so Tozer says, no, I'll put it down the middle, long ball, and I don't like that option. We had possession going through the ground, through the floor, and instead we sent it back and just hoofed it through the center back. Forward, long ball. Well done. Evans just is a vacuum cleaner. He just sucks the ball up everywhere he goes. It just ends up on his feet. Up in the air. This is an impressive display, down 4 or 5 starters, but we've got more possession this so far this half, and more come forward. We're controlling the midfield for the first time in the game. Knock on wood. And now they're just looking to clear, and it's our center backs and our midfield who are now working as here we come again, forward again. Lee decides not to go to McLean and spins with it to the center. Switch on, threatening area over to Cannon. Forward time, looking, doesn't take the cross. Left-footed cross from the right side, up for Fletcher. It's headed. Oh, that was a flop. That was not even close to being a foul. Oh, that was a disgusting and opportune flop. Let's just be honest. That's Lewis bumped into Fletcher. It hits the deck, pulls the LeBron James flop. And that wasn't even a push or a shove. I think Fletcher just was standing there. Giveaway. Wimbledon with it into the penalty area. Max is able to heal it away, but they maintain possession. Hi, Alex. You've missed a really bad first half and a far more exciting second. We are looking positive. Defensive shape, forced out of play, and we get possession. Let's go. Let's go. Shots, they say, still are 9-3. I've got 5 up because how do you not give them? But maybe that's just a little bit delayed. Possession equal. Shots on target, only 1 apiece, and corners are now us in favor, 4-3, as we fight over it in the midfield. And Wimbledon looks to get it. Long ball. Wimbledon is playing like us in the first half, looking for long ball rather than working it forward. But they do get it into the corner for an opportunity. It did go out. Throw in for us. $179 sitting here watching. That's awesome. Feel free to come in and join the chat. Hit that like button if you get an opportunity to help the algorithm gods. Go and send the message out. Keep people in as we move forward with another throw in. And the substitute coach. Hey, anytime somebody wants to go to a bog, just make sure you announce it. Stockport still 1-1. Mansfield still drawn. We're still drawn. Top 3 teams all equal in the hunt for points. Little goes to ground, free kick, and did he just kick that out? That was a thankful, helpful free kick. Lee gets one in the 60th, says John. Let's Barrower losing. That is good news. Would love to see at least the Sutton and the Mansfield game stay to draw at the least. But man, we're at home against a squad that's missing 4 starters and their coach. And we gave away a half. And now we're doing the Wrexham thing. Second half scramble. Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 games where Lee hasn't been himself. Turnover. McLean has it. Long ball. Can he get it over top? No. So it's headed down away from Mullen as McLean tried to loop it towards the middle of the field. Lee now running possession in the middle. Flick on. Forwarded. Oh, Fletcher tried to get it back to him and just a little bit light on the touch. And so it couldn't get it. And Fletcher's cursing at himself. Wimbledon now. Kicked out. Throw into them. Fans trying to get into him. Gibson's gone down in pain. That was unfortunate. That Fletcher was right there with Lee screaming past him, and he just went to go and try and flick him the ball. And he just, when he reached out with his foot to go and nudge the ball on, he just got a soft little touch on it, and it didn't go far enough forward. Grimsby now up 3-2. Smash that like button, John, with the reminder. 56th minute, things moving forward. And now they've given it away, and are we able to settle it down? We are. Max Clearworth building up through the back, but no, he says, no, I'm going to go long ball over, and center back easily maintains it and bumps it back the other way. We're looking better when we're going through the ground, and George says, well, I can do that. Switch over to the left-hand side to McLean. Lee got to get over there to give him some support. Here he comes. No, but TOC fills the gap and gets it over to Lee. Middle of the pitch, searching. Switch over to the right-hand side. Ford moving towards the penalty area, gets knocked down. Free kick. What is that? 10 yards off. This is a dangerous area. I think it's a little bit too far for a direct kick, but you never know. And, well, to be fair, Mullen kind of took one from there, from a little bit closer. Is he going to line up that one, or are we going to look for a cross into the box? McLean's standing there, so it looks like it's going to be a left-footed entry into the box. Oh, boy. Oh, that was too flat. Too flat. You could tell that from the sound of that ball that wasn't intentional in his reaction. He meant to get under it and put it over top. Too flat, just came forward and got cleared pretty easily. FJR goes a man down against Harrogate. Wrexham, Lee nicks it. Well done. And then he gives it away. Takes a deflection, though, and almost rolled to us. Brilliant play by Lee. Poor play by Lee. And Wimbledon now screaming forward. They've got 4 numbers into the area. Tilly, dangerous, flicks it over. Drills it, deflects, and it'll go for a corner. Ooh, Mr. Evans with a beautiful block. That's what, 5 balls he's completely sucked up and a block as a defender. Dave, I don't mind as cross as his free kicks, though. I would rather give it to somebody else to be free. TOC can go back to the free kicks, but I'm okay with McLean's corners. I don't know why they're different. Welsh, it hasn't been... Well, the first half was a throwaway. We were absolute junk. Sutton up 2-1 still. Mansfield. W&G with the bad news. So now the pressure's on. Don't want to lose track of Mansfield. Stockport, Walsall tied 1-1. We can make it easy, but Wrexham never does. Danger headed into the area, falls to the feet, and Lee, was that Lee or was that Cannon? Whoever it was, bicycle kick to clear it out of the zone. Long range shot, knocked down, and then flicked up over into the cop. Don, Bob, welcome. Thanks for following, as we just took a massive jump on the subscribers. Don't know what happened. Jumped up 70 people that are watching in the last 10 minutes. Daryl, it's just the team determines it. Free kicks and corners. McLean's been designated, I'm sure, by Parkey, but would somebody else in the middle of the game end up taking one? Potentially. But if it's close, I mean, they were practicing with Mullen, and that's why he had that lightning bolt of a shot in the 4-1 win that we had. Recently, I was expecting a game that would look like that one, but that is not what we have been experiencing here so far. Is it? Oh, looped over top. We've got numbers 3 against 2 over to McLean into the penalty area. Dancing gets it over. Is he going to have a crack? Oh, it skied it instead. Brah. I didn't want McLean taking that shot. He had the dance, and I thought we had numbers in front, and he had 2 people coming forward. From that angle, I would have liked to have seen the pass, the cross, or something else, but instead he went for it. Will in a goal. Mansfield could take over first today. Free kick for us. 60th minute. We got time, half an hour plus. We have been sniffing around. 60th minute, who's coming in from the bench? Is Palmer coming in, or are you bringing in Dalby instead? And we're going to get a corner off of a weird deflection that they tried to save and weren't able to do it. And so McLean going to line up from the right side to the left of the goalkeeper as our numbers come screaming forward. Shots are still 9-5. Possession equal. Passes equal. Left-footed in swinger by McLean from the right. It's close to the net. It's dangerous. Fletcher scores! Fletcher right on his foot. Who criticized McLean and his service? Because that was perfect. Absolutely freaking beautiful. McLean crossed it to the only person who could have got it, which we've seen this run on the back post now like 3 times. Like, look it up. This is what we do. And Fletcher just beautifully looping ball. I thought it was going to be a little close. Everybody misses it, and it just lands on Fletcher's left foot, and away it goes. And I don't have a Fletcher video because there's no chant for Fletcher to add to the video, so I don't know what to do. Oh man, that is just gorgeous service. Everybody's twisted up. Whoo! Stephen Fletcher, have my babies. Dave Maurice with the comment of the game so far. I should put those into a frame. That should be the goal. Come up with a comment of the game, put it into a graphic, throw it up on Instagram afterwards, and that might be it so far. Stephen Fletcher, have my babies. I'm going to have to scroll and find that one and maintain it for posterity. All right. Well, everything feels a little bit better now, doesn't it? Stockport just scored as well, so they're up. Mansfield up. Those top 3 teams now all sitting on 3 points. Lets you know that each of those teams is. Oh, we've got an opportunity. Lee coming forward. Are we going to just go on a run here? No, instead it's a giveaway. Just rolled off of Lee's foot over to the left, and here comes Wimbledon the other way. Long ball over top. Well done. That was Cannon defensively. Cannon with a nice little play, getting backwards, having to leap awkwardly and just get it away from Sasu, the Wimbledon forward on the left side. 3-way race instead of a 2-way race, with Barrow potentially falling off. And this is why on games like this, you've got to secure 3 points, and you're hoping for some help from Morecambe and or Walsall. I believe that's who it is. 200 watchers made that happen. Brendan called it. We're up to 218. Things are rolling today. A foul given again. That's like 3 times where just incidental contact and somebody ends up taking a fall. And 12-4, 78. Man, they had no idea. Fletcher on that far post, like, you've got to watch the video. You've seen him do it now twice. Now you've seen it 3 times. We're going to have to come up with a dummy play because that happens. Giveaway. Can we get there? No. Lewis fighting, tackled, ball moved forward, given from Mullen to search down the right-hand side, not just trying to get the 5 forward. When you have no defense, you got to score 5 to win. It's got to be frustrating for, man, to be the Notts County goalkeeper, just knowing that you've got 3 pylons standing in front of you that aren't going to do anything to help you out. So ball's just with the keeper. Bass has it and advances it forward, and that was an awkward one. He didn't play it far, and we end up just nicking the ball. That was Cannon who grabs it, gets it over to Evans, sweeps over to the left-hand side. Lee, nice little job maintaining possession, had to come back on a sloppy pass, and then he gives it away. Then he gets it back. Lee, over to McLean. Lee's just been off. Over to Lee. Fix it, Mr. Lee. Over to Fletcher. It's not there. It's still down from... Shouted for handball and had his hand in the air and didn't run forward. Max under pressure gets it to Ogonkwo, scrambled up and then rolled over top, and Ogonkwo down. Davison, that was late. I think that he had the opportunity to stop, full stop in front of this. So Davison and Max are in a challenge for the ball. Max boxes him out and Davison goes forward. Yeah, he had an opportunity to miss that. that was dangerous from Davison. It came in late. Davison could have stopped, but he took the opportunity, and you run that risk. Brandon says that's a red flag. I'm not going to say no. He took 2 steps and had an opportunity to stop. Max had him boxed out. Doesn't matter if he barely touched him. He clattered into him in the box while the goalie's in a compromised position. So John's not on board with that one. Free kick going the other way. I missed what happened there. The crowd doesn't like it. You could have called that serious foul play, I think. Shots are 12-7. How did that happen? How did they get 3 shots in that last little interplay? I have missed that opportunity. Fans are into it. 67th minute. We're counting everything up. I would have given criticism to the player for asking the question of the referee. That's what I would have done. Because if you have McLean doing something like that, taking liberties with the goalie, Gale just said, oh, bounce, missed the center back, but unfortunately rolled to the keeper. You take 2 or 3 extra steps to end up making contact with the goalkeeper, and you ask the question of it, whether it could happen. You just leave the goalkeepers alone. It's not one of those plays where you're jumping up to try to make a play at the ball and you're at a 90-degree angle to the ground. He's running and took him out. You see, Kim, mine just jumped up and said shots are 12-7. And so I think that was an accidental on purpose. Red flag, same as a red card. Just used to, we've been watching too much NFL recently. Sub the baby maker off. I don't know who the baby maker is. Whoa. Nice little tackle there by Biller. Oh, as I get screaming in the background there. That was a nice little tackle to clear that one out, because McLean had an opportunity to go and he made the tackle. McLean jumps over top of him and goes out for a throw. And we're back in play. Sutton outplaying Barrow. Really, Kim? Is that one on TV? Can't be. Or it has to be. I don't know how you're watching that. Fletcher is the baby maker. Wrexham, Mark just says, are playing well, and they are. Wow, well done by Fletcher. Fakes a pass, and then makes a turn as both players bought the hook into the end, into the air. It's there. Scores! Beauty. Paul Mullen. That was a cross in from McLean over to the right-hand side. We are back, baby. Let's run this thing up. And I'll come back, but first, we've got to do this, because this is who scored. I muted myself physically because I played the video. I got it. I muted it because I played the video and I didn't want to give you guys the feedback. And so then I had to hit the button again. That was a beauty of a ball from McLean up over top. McLean, beauty of a cross from the left-hand side. Gets it over, and it didn't land on Mullen's feet directly. Instead, it hits Curry and just rolls a couple of feet forward. And Mullen's right there to poach the ball and put it into the back of the net. Worth it for the great video? Yeah, we'll figure out the technology stuff. Halfway to my 4-0 as we've got the sub. Fletcher getting the applause taking his time coming in. Dalby being substituted. Adrian, I'll have to go back and watch that. The disappointment is I thought I've got this all figured out. Man, that was a beauty. I'm not muted, Andrew. You're behind. But I do like the fact that you've drawn it backwards. You can tell how far ahead you are now with where we're at. Free kick to us. 2-0 up, looking around at the scoreboards. West Brom thrashing Blackburn. Mansfield still up 1-0. Tranmere MK Dons 1-1. Sutton up on Barrow. That's great. Grimsby up on Notts. That's awesome. That's 4 and 5. That's setting the top 3, continually moving forward on a path where those 3 hopefully are able to secure promotion, us being one of them, well in advance. Morecambe, Mansfield up by 1-0. Stockport 2-1. All right, let's go. I do want to be able to play my Elliot Lee video. That's the only one I've got going. I can make a McLean one because I've got a song. I really need the chance and in decent enough quality for me to be able to make something of it. And so I'm hoping to add some more of those as we go through things. I need a Fletcher chant. Does it, Dave? I heard that we were only going to get the 4,700 allocation at first glimpse and see how many are sold. I mean, maybe it's changed now on the holdback from Blackburn in the sense that I think they were going to hold some back to see if the locals would buy them. And now that it's a Monday night game, maybe they're just saying, look, we need to get everybody in that we can get them. So Andrew, question of the day, are we sadists? And by that, I'm sure you're talking about the players. We want to get a bulking every game. Oh, well played ball up to McLean. 2-on-3. McLean up all by himself. Stops. Checks back. Oh, fakes it over to the left. He's got time. People in the box. Cross. Dangerous. Header down. Oh, Mullen. Was that Mullen or Dalby? That should be 3-0, they're saying in the ears. I agree with them. Didn't get over it and put it straight down into the ground and back up instead of forward. And that was Mullen. Mullen missed that one, and he's going to be kicking himself. No way shirt. We still scored. You don't know what's on underneath this. And I'm not taking it off either. You can leave your hat on. See, that's just scary. That was McLean coming all the way down, and he checks back, has 2 guys go screaming back the other way. They both stop, turn to come and get him. So he curls the other way, gets the cross in. It's right on Mullen's head. And Mullen heads it into the ground. Wimbledon now under pressure over into the penalty area. Well done. Wait a second. Parkinson's trying to get the crowd into it. I don't know who that was. Was that Cannon over there? Because it looked like 29, but I don't see. Did Barnett get subbed in? He did so. Okay, that's why I was like, did Barnett get subbed in and I missed it? Because I thought I saw 29. Grimsby 4, second place right now. Sutton and Barrow now equal at 2-2. So that's not as positive. Thanks, Des. I appreciate it. Still plowing away and working on it as we've got a draw back. I'm curious to see. I was shocked. Morecambe, Mansfield, 1-1. Beauty. So now we just need Walsall to be able to find something away in Stockport to pull them back, and it would be a glorious, glorious day. I meant when you were wearing that hat. I'll take it. I do remember that because I was like, getting compared to Ryan Reynolds is like next level stuff. In Korea, I did get a 7 out of 10 on the Brad Pitt meter once by 2 girls who were speaking in Korean, not understanding knowing that I could understand them. That's a fascinating story for another day. Cross into the box for Wimbledon, and it's cleared away, and I don't know who's on the ground and if they're okay. They got twisted up, it looked like, with Was that Cleworth that went to ground? It just looked like an awkward twist. It's Sasu takes a shot. It's headed up over. Oof. He was offside. Okay. Ooh, the flag went up. So Dye goes to the kitchen. Everybody else goes to the bog. The second goal was a McLean scoop over top to try to get it to Mullen. He overshot Mullen, and it landed on Curry, the defender for Wimbledon's foot. Hit, bad touch, whatever we want to call it, and it moved forward. Morecambe scored twice? Run that out-of-town scoreboard forward. Gillingham making their way back. Things are happening. Everything looked like it was going to be a draw, and now it's madness throughout all League Two. Oh, I thought that was going to be a bad first touch, and Dalby was going to be able to nick it, but he plays it safe and pulls it back. Biller with it. Evans, great tackle, gets it back, and away we go. Lee, able to maintain possession. Yes, slides it over to Magnum PI, Tom O'Connor, and away we go. Okay, I was putting salt out. Adeldine sucks. You missed a gorgeous Fletcher header. Or not a header, landed on his left foot. McLean from a corner landed on his left foot, and he put it in. And then moments later, you got another McLean. Oh, that's shirt pulled up. No booking. Going to be from, 20 feet? Lee decides to play it quickly. The second goal was a McLean. Mullen gets a free kick, and that one's in a dangerous territory. What is that? 20 feet from in front of the penalty area on the left-hand side. So the second goal to get it out, McLean cross, and it bounces off of a defender in the box and right onto Mullen's foot. He just turns and pounds it into the back of the net. So random, we're going to have to buy your dad a iFollow. So Morecambe 1-1, Stockport still 2-1. Did somebody say that Morecambe scored again? Is it 2-1 in that game? No, are you just getting caught up, Francis? Here we go. So we got Mullen over the ball. We got McLean over the ball. Tom O'Connor's over the ball. Tom's looking with his left foot. Mullen potentially with his right. This is round about the area that Mullen scored before. This time he's got a decoy with Tom. Tom O'Connor takes it, flicks. Just misses it just over on the left hand. I thought it was going to be Mullen for sure. Not able to curl it over the wall. Just over the bar. Wimbledon with it. Sounds like there was almost a giveaway there. Good stuff so far. 78th minute, 12 minutes. There's going to be some added time here. I'm guessing so far 3 minutes probably tallied up as we start to keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard every time that Morecambe, Mansfield, Stockport, Walsall game come through. This is the tale of two halves. You've heard of the tale of two cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. That first half was junk, and this second one was just us with constant pressure. Is there a wind today in Wrexham? I don't think so. I haven't noticed the ball, but things are moving far to the left. While we're here and as we're getting closer to the game, just a reminder, if you're watching from another country other than those below, let us know. As that cross is headed down by Cannon, is that going to be a head check? Because he took that off the top of the head. Yeah. It's wobbled him, and we may end up getting a check. Yeah, they're calling for the head check. Physio going to have a look. Side of the head. Typical Wrexham second half energy. They got more energy, more footwork, more energy, more story of our second half. So we're going to get subs coming in. Wimbledon can take their gorgeous jerseys. I will say the best in League Two. And leave town. No wind. Yeah, I just can't explain it because both teams that have been going away from the Cop have been absolutely killing it. Yeah, Fletch, Evans. Evans, Jesus. That whole first half, he was the only guy who played. He's the only person who's played two halves is George Evans. I don't know. They said that Cannon was moving around and looking okay, but he's still down here. And he's got, is that Lee over top of him helping him out? Somebody's leaned over top. Sutton, Barrow, still 2-2. That's great. Grimsby, Knots, 4-3. That's great. Let's keep Barrow down and Knots down, right? Crew, they're going to stick to it. They might end up actually getting some separation to try to sneak into that fourth spot with Barrow. Put him in the Louvre. You know what? Brendan with a point. Got to put McLean out there for a shout because he's that. Both of those deliveries, one from the corner and one from the cross, were absolutely gorgeous deliveries. Williams Michael, watching on Facebook, welcome. We're going to test it tomorrow for the women's match, only going to do it on YouTube so I can see if I can change the chat up a little bit to make it a little bit more clear. So for those of you who do watch on Facebook and Twitch, if you aren't able to find a stream, make sure you find us on YouTube and follow along and give the stream. We're still waiting. He's going to have to go out there for a little bit, at least 30 seconds. I missed to see the sign if he's okay, as we're still waiting to see how Cannon's doing. Oh, just getting the claps now, so he's still down. I would get the sub in any event here, and we are going to get it as Jones comes in. He's holding on here, so it didn't look like a thumping ball, but on a cold night, and you take it on the left side. The women's game is live tomorrow. We will be here 6 a.m. start for me. That's ugly. Yeah, Tom with the argument on McLean. Hey, I get it. To me, it's got to be Evans because he's had the full half. And giveaway right in front of the box. Well, more of a deflection. But anyway, Wimbledon has it now into the penalty area, crossed in, dangerous ball, bouncing around. It's right there. Oh, I don't know if that was Max who ended up getting a touch of the ball, or that player just ended up twisting himself up into a pretzel and being unable to play it. But it was right there with the kick, and I just don't know what happened. Oh, Kim ruined my day with Knots getting a late one. Going for the 5-4 match. Gillingham up on Accrington, waiting for the scores to scroll through. We're at 82nd minute. We're probably up to 6 minutes of added time here between 2 goals, a couple players down, and an extended one with Cannon. Long ball into the edge of the area, and not there. Evans doing what he does and just knocks it down and plays it. Well done. Jones now getting his first touches in. Over to McLean on the left side. The pressure is on. And we break it. McLean, we got numbers 2-on-1. They scramble up to fill the gap, but McLean says, I've got you. Lee with it. Gets it over to McLean. Can you serve up another one? Here it is. It's crossed in and punted out for a corner. We'll take it. We'll take it. He did have Dalby a little bit higher. I don't know if he saw him there when he immediately looked forward. Lee gives it to him. He looks so forward, and I don't think he saw how open Dalby was and instead went for Mullen and just not able to get it over there. Oh, it didn't go out for a corner. It went out for a throw. All right. Tozer throw. Do we look in control? Yes. Yes. I haven't looked at the possession stats, but only 52-48. J. Large, Bam Bracco, welcome to the party. Oh, Ogonkwo thrown into the man of the match discussions. I can't see Ogonkwo being thrown in because he hasn't really been. What save did he make? McLean gets it, thrown in. Tozer, he's got it, edge of the area. Tozer into the penalty area, gets it back out. McLean, left-hand side. Can he serve it up? Lots of red in the box still from the Tozer bomb. If he can get it over there, looking for support, gets it to Tozer. Tozer trying to dance, not his game. I follow is how I watch it. I will bring that up so you can follow it. Link below. You're probably not going to want to bring it up now because unless you're going to buy for the season or the month. Oh, and here they come, Wimbledon. Ooh. Yellow card coming. Elliot Lee, that'll be his 5th. They were breaking away 2-on-1, reached out with the right and pulled him down. Shots are 13-10. Thank you for the update. Elliot Lee. Yeah, swept his right leg. McLean, yeah, I think McLean for the assists, Fletcher for the goal, Evans because he's been a beast in defense. Those are my 3. I did hear the shout for Ogonkwo, but I don't think he's been asked to make a save. They've got 1 shot on target. 13 shots, but only 1 on target. I mean, unless you're going to give him man of the match for just being an imposing figure. Stockport up 3-1, still 1-1 Morecambe and Mansfield. So it looks like we're just looking for Morecambe to hold on. Sweep the leg. That's exactly what happened. The right-footed cross out took him out. Dalby knocks it down. Tough ball to take. And McLean says that I want a photo of that kick because it looked entertaining. He swept his left leg up almost over his head on the delivery, trying to get that volley out of the way. McLean did to get it up to Mullen. Didn't get to him, but Lee there with a distant throw in just to keep the play going. There is no time wasting for us. There's no time wasting. Like it went out and we decided to make the play. Sutton Barrow still tied. Notts Grimsby still tied. That's on ball. Is going to have a word, and Lee's saying, Lee looking at a second yellow. No, I didn't think that was a foul even. I thought he had the ball. He stuck his back foot out. Did he get his foot on the ball here? No, okay, he missed it. I thought he got his foot on the ball, but I think he is lucky. He dragged the right heel and stabbed it out there and tripped the man. They're lining up a Lee substitution. And Wimbledon with it, left side of the area, 87th minute. Stockport 3. That was a clear yellow. Yes, I thought he got the ball first. It wasn't until I saw the replay that was a clear yellow. He is lucky not to be sent off. I'm with you on that on the replay. I thought when he stuck that heel, he got the ball, but instead it went between his legs, and which is why he ended up with that lazy stab. Should have been a foul. Throw to us. 2.5 minutes till we find out the extra time. Crew still up 2-1. Stockport still up, but that Mansfield Morecambe one, really the game that we're watching. Although I do like Notts and Barrow losing points and dropping points as well. Slowed down the game, getting close to time wasting, but here comes the long throw down the middle. Touched and kicked out, and we're going to get another throw. Ollie on for SPM. It is. Mark had a bet. I was trying to figure out why is he so excited if Mullen gets subbed out. Thomas, I appreciate it, man. It's trying to get 500. There's been a lot of Wrexham support for content creators. I mean, the Aussie bearded guys, 2 beards in a podcast, they've jumped over 1,000. Liam Roberts just passed 20,000. 1170 for me, my wife and Wrexham are rolling. Rob Ryan Red, Fearless in Devotion, everybody's ticking a lock. Welsh Beast. So find who you like. Everybody does something different, right? And so that's what's kind of nice about it. And we've all sort of in our own lane. There's a little bit of competition out there from some. And only because it followed me, I don't really anyway, we'll leave that one alone. Palmer gets in. Wouldn't it be nice for him to score one late here? I'm surprised Lee didn't come off in the batch of subs here. People will be asking Parky questions if Lee picks a yellow and he ends up having to miss the game against Newport County. They've got it. We've got control of it just in our own zone, and Wimbledon able to nick it away here. And that's Palmer beasting the ball. Had like 3 guys attempt tackles on him as he's able to maintain possession, and then we just clear it down to the midfield stripe. And here Wimbledon comes again. What do we think? 6 minutes, 7 minutes of added time? There's been 2 goals. There's been cannons extended. There's been another man down. There's been a healthy amount of subs. Andrew says 7 minutes, and he's probably, he's 8 seconds ahead of me. So that a mild spoiler, Andrew, but 7 minutes. I thought 6, maybe 7. Shots still 13-10 on my scoreboard, and we got 7 minutes of added time. You know what? Let's add 2 and added time and finish my 4-0, and I can go home and well, go home. I am home. Go to the fridge and have a beer to celebrate. 9 o'clock in the morning. Here it comes. Flicked on. Palmer chasing it down the left-hand side. Palmer dancing. Tries to scoop around. Draws it back to Lee. Was that Lee? Spins away. Gets it back to Tom Selleck. And gets it back to Lee. Nice little interplay between the two in tight corners along the touchline as Lee has it. Searching. Switch on. That's Jones, I believe. Evans. Jones back. Evans moving forward. Evans almost into an attacking role because Jones falling back. Evans, just nice little touch as we just own the ball, boys. This is brilliant to watch. Just control. Evans with it now. He's going to take a sweep over to the right-hand side. Beauty of a ball over to Barnett. Lost control and then played it. Off to the kitchen goes Die. Reese woke up to catch the end. Well done, because the first half was not pretty. Morecambe Mansfield still tied. Stockport up 3-1. That out-of-town scoreboard is looking good in places, and that's all you can ask for when you're up and looking like you're securing 3. Back to Ogonkwo, who clears it forward. Was that a miss hit or Jones? And Jones punts it forward to the midfield stripe. Oh, baby. We've got some glory here. 240 people lined in watching concurrently. The stream is running. Hit that like button while we're at it. Into added time. 5 minutes left and Wimbledon pushing forward. Yes, John, I will go and get my wife a coffee. Whether I have to drive out to a Tim Hortons and get a donut too or go get a box of it, I will figure it out. Lee, nice little tackle there. Shoulder charge and pulls it away. Interference with the ref. And ooh, he got taken out there on a tackle. And Lee's given words to the ref because the ref got in the way and lined up the perfect tackle opportunity. And ooh, sky shot. Tilly's been the only Wimbledon player who's looked really solid for most of the game. And he had an opportunity there from just outside the penalty area, but kicks it a good solid, 10 feet over top of the goal. Eight hours away. Yeah, no, I've got enough Tim Hortons away. Not within a stone's throw, but close enough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring up that man of the match. Start a poll. And what I really do is have to get them all out onto Instagram because it's taken. I keep making them and I'm not putting them out there. Anyways, 4 minutes left. Wimbledon with it. Possession on the right-hand side. Tilly again with possession, looking for somebody to get there. He beats one man, beats two, lays it off, gets it back. Tilly hears a shot into the box. Yeah, cleared away. I don't know who that was, but that was a good clear, and Lee has it. Laid off, and McLean ends up giving it away. Into the area, headed forward. Tozer clears. Can we get... Barnett's able to pump it into the air to get it towards the midfield stripe, but they gain possession and come away. Mansfield full time. So that's a good result. 1-1. We need to get Barrow to full time. Knott's dropping points even in a draw is great. The thing about the Tim Hortons in the UK is that the price gouging that they're doing to you guys, unconscionable. Like four quid for a donut, 3 quid for a donut. So man of the match, we have Fletcher as a nominee because of that goal. We have McLean for that service. We've got Evans because the man was a beast in defense. I'll wait for other ones if anybody else has any suggestions. Deflection, so that's not going to make it into the... I think that deflected. I don't think it was a switch intentionally, but it turned out to be a beauty one. Either way, whether intentional or not, it's with Wimbledon. Tilly dances his way through, went down a little bit easy. I do think it was a potential foul, but he went down easy. And Palmer has it all by himself. Can he beat 5 men? He'll go to the corner flag. Oh, that wasn't Palmer. Sorry. I thought that was Palmer. So who is this? Is that McLean? No, because McLean is there. That's Dalby. Dolby ended up stealing that one and just nobody up there. No, Knots came back. Bugger. You know that they're going to end up chirping about that the whole time. We don't need Luke Williams. I actually got into a debate with a Notts County fan who was arguing that their defense was not poor. Kim's picking the lottery numbers this week. We should be number 2 on the table. Yep, behind Stockport, game in hand. MK Dons and FGR still. Oh, Wimbledon has it. Clicked, and I think that's going to go for a corner off of a deflection. A minute left. Kudos to Kim. No, we're still at 2-0 here, Di. Sutton and Barrow still waiting on that score. We're still waiting on the Stockport score, and hopefully Grimsby can find a heartbreaker at home. Headed out. I'm going to take 30 seconds and we're going to take our time moving through this one, as we're probably going to add Francis after this one to chat, if I can still see him sitting in the background, and I can. We'll do a League 2 summary, probably just a quick one, because until I figure out the headset, I'll try it one more time. But no rush from Arthur, who gently places the ball. Now he's lined, taking the step back. Nobody seems to really be complaining about it. Yeah, Andrew, I was surprised. I was like, I don't know how you end up saying otherwise. There's the whistle. We secure 3 points in a 2-0 win over Wimbledon, where it would have been 4-0 if we showed up for the first half. So it's not my fault that I can't predict the team just taking a half off. So that's where we're at. I'm going to watch the scoreboard here just momentarily as we wait for the scores to come in and see what games are live. Parky with the applause for everybody. Only 6 on the flop counter, Brendan. That was actually, I think that's one of the lowest ones we've had, hasn't it? John, you're welcome. I appreciate everybody who's here, and I'm trying to get the scores as we go through and jump to the standings. We are sitting in second place now, 2 points up on Mansfield, who still have, that's a final. So they're now securely in third behind us. We control our destiny because we still have a game in hand over Stockport County. And so we can still leapfrog them for the top. Barrow, with that game's a final as well. It looks like it's a final. 2-2. So they drop points today. And so that creates an even bigger divide. Well, Mansfield has a game in hand and a point up. So Crew looks like they're going to be still sitting in 5th and narrowing that gap with Barrow. Knots looks like they're going to be maintaining themselves in 6th. And so it's just, the table looks good. We're looking good. Things are all positive. McLean, man of the match. Is that who we're voting for? Is it Evans? I haven't put it out there. Let's start the poll. Everybody have your say. I've put that out there. I think I'm going Evans man of the match, so I'll add my vote if it gets really close. Fletcher, McLean, this one's going to be a live one, right? Because Fletcher got the goal that opened up the things, but he doesn't get that opportunity unless McLean puts it perfectly for him on that corner. Mullen doesn't get his goal without that gorgeous cross from McLean, although it did take a deflection. And we're not in the game unless Evans is the vacuum cleaner in the back, just pulling in the ball and maintaining possession. So it is a fascinating vote. We do control our own destiny. We play Stockport and Mansfield at home. We've also got a game in hand. I'm interested to see when we schedule those. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff as they're going over the... I'm going to try and turn on my headset to see if I can get this. Because it may end up just being a cameo appearance if I can't. And the old speaker would let me plug in my this headset to it. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to stop my computer here. There we go. Evans, it's a tight one, 39%. Everybody's close on this one, so I'm going to leave this open for a while. We can probably look to bring in Francis if I can reach my computer. No, I can't. Francis, you want to just try saying something before I bring you in, just see if I do happen to have you on here? Nothing working. I've got you there. I'm just going to try one more thing really quickly to see why headphones, Bluetooth. And I think it's with my OBS, won't let it go to my Bluetooth. So, which is weird. It was earlier. I will fight this later. I'm going to bring you in here just momentarily as you can tell us. Hold on. Why did that not work? I should have you popping up here unless you did you rejoin and go out and rejoin? Because if you did, I'll have to copy you in. Copy to the clipboard. Let's check what's happening here. Ninja guest property. Oh, Ninja guest properties. Yeah, we must have jumped out and jumped back in, but that's fine. I can get you still in. Watt's still sitting there at 5.5, eh? Fascinating stuff. I'm not getting you, and I don't know what happened.
Hello.
There you are. Go ahead and chat, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear you unless I put this up, so let's go ahead and do that. See if that's working, and now I got you on the game. Go for it.
Okay, hello everybody, I'm back.
There you go. Now we've got you.
We stepped it up in the second half and 2-0. Comfortable win. Now in second place, a game in hand on first place, and Barrow are pushing back. 4 points behind, and they've played a game more.
The more important question rather than the scoreboard is who did you put for man of the match and why?
I'm going to give it to Owen O'Connell. Anytime it's always give it to him.
I'm getting a little bit pixelated here and I think it's your Wi-Fi connection. I don't think that's coming through the service because I can see it pixelated here. I didn't catch that. Did you say Tom O'Connor for man of the match? And I do know it is you because it's the first time I've got the warning bars that says it's a connection issue on your end. So just hold tight there. I'm going to follow the chat for a little bit. Papa Giorgio, thanks for joining the chat. You got to go. Hey, Deandra, thanks for joining, everybody. We're here for the Newport game. We are here tomorrow morning. If you do join, it's going to be YouTube only. I'm going to try and fix up the chat as we're just waiting. I did see the connection get a little bit better there just momentarily. So I think it was just a room in the house that Francis was in. Newport gets a late winner against Doncaster that pulls them close. I am going to go back to the table eventually, and let's just do a quick little update as to who's leading that. 37%. There are a lot of people voting on this thing because the meter keeps moving. I have a vote in for Evans. I can't vote on it myself, but this is exceptionally close. Trippy, you've been lurking unsigned. Got to mention the last 3 watch parties. Has it been? Headphones on max. Mullen scored a bit too loud. Thankfully, there's no ads. Trippy, I appreciate that. I will bump my gain up a little bit. And I thought the Paul Mullen one was fine last time, but I forgot to set it down a little bit. So I probably blasted you guys this way. Headphones on max. So I can fix that. I appreciate that sort of insight. And so thank you, Trippy, for that. It helps me improve things a little bit. Catherine, you're welcome. Brendan, as always, thanks for being here and keeping everything on. I'm sure that you're still ticking around. We're back tomorrow. Women's match. I believe that they're taking on Barry Town. Do I have that right? Wrexham AFC Women. As they finish off, Barrytown United ladies. So they're starting the second half of the first part of their season. Just a reminder that they've got, I'm the best. I don't think I'm the best. But I'd like giving it a shot and having some fun. But I appreciate it. A reminder about how the Gennaro Premier League works for the women is if you're in the top 4 at the end of the of the 8-team league after you've played every team home and away once. Then you play the top 4 home and away one more time for 6 more matches just to fight above those. Knott's full-time 5-5. Is that Grimsby came back? Beautiful. And Rich from Newmarket, Ontario. I appreciate you. Still looking for somebody from Saskatchewan to sign up and join in on this thing, or the Northwest Territories, and we can check that off. I'm going to go back and have a look at the room as I see that Francis is there with 3 green bars. So I'm going to, because you left, I've got to just copy a new link and bring that one in to the Ninja Guest. Here we go. Should be momentarily being added as things flicker and dance. Yeah, have a great Saturday, have a great Sunday, and now I should have you, and I'm going to hit the mute button for me. So what I missed for you was the man of the match, Francis. Who did you have?
I had Owen O'Connell. Anytime it's a team effort, I'll give it to him because he misses out so often.
Yeah, for me, that was why I actually went Evans, was for the same strategy, right? And Tom, I think I gave one to him, or not I. The George hasn't got one yet, and a lot of people are saying that he might actually be player of the season for the team, while still never having been close to a man of the match, at least from our votes. So that was why I was like, if he's ever going to get one, this is the perfect game, because we didn't show up in the first half. So I'm a little bit leaning towards, I mean, I'm not going to ruin the vote, and I haven't gone back. I've got Fletcher still sitting at 39-40%. So people don't necessarily always listen to my wisdom. As to the second half, as an overview, how did you feel generally? Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel we were in control, or what? Just give me your general idea on how that.
Yeah, the second half we were mostly in control. I think it was reasonably comfortable. They're always going to get a couple of shots in around the box, but I didn't feel too worried about it.
Yeah, it was. I actually felt about 5-10 minutes in, I was like, this is the standard Wrexham, where it's sort of just the weight and pressure of the ongoing shots, and at some point you'd think somebody's going to bend, somebody's going to break, and something's going to happen. Ends up being McLean. Your thoughts on? Did you see something with respect to the goal, or something that maybe I missed on a call that you were like, because you were following along on iFollow, that you thought that was an exceptional play, or something neat, something tidy that you really appreciated that maybe I missed, or you wanted to draw attention?
No, what I would draw attention to is Tozer. For quite a while now, I've been finding he's making 1 or 2 very serious mistakes. I call it out. I get a lot of pushback in the chat saying he's one of our best defenders, and maybe he is the core of the defense, and we have been doing better. But I don't see him holding his place next season.
It was something for us to consider. I haven't seen a lot of League One, obviously, maybe 2 games in my history live, both being Doncaster back in 2019. But a lot of people have been telling me, or suggesting on podcasts, that there's a big difference in style of play between League 2 and League 1. And League 2 tends to end up focusing more where you need to have those large center backs in the back. Where in League 1, you've got to have more well-rounded center backs because of just the nature of style of play. So I think that may lead to your conclusion that Tozer might be somebody who's not getting. I still think, like you said with McLean, who still might be a role player that comes in. But as to the great weekend from Greece. Hey, Papa, thanks for joining. I appreciate that. Just one more question before we leave is we look forward. You gave us sort of an overview of the stats. What's your take generally on the look of the table and what you're looking for going forward? We've got Newport next week.
Newport, I think, should be a relatively easy game. I can see now the top 3 is almost settling. That's how I'm looking at it. So I feel at the end of the year it's going to be Mansfield, Stockport, and Wrexham, but in what order?
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you, Francis, on that one. I think the Barrow falling off here, which, I mean, Barrow held on. Nobody called them at the start of the year. I mean, I think that they were picked to by a lot of people to be in the relegation zone, and so they've done exceptionally well. You see Crew now on a run. They're undefeated in 4. Knots is up and down and all over the place, and they ended up having wait, does that say an X? Did they end up? Okay, that was a 5-5 draw. So they just haven't updated the results of the game on Google is on the last 5. The Dons sniffing around, Gillingham sniffing around, although they struggled today. And Walsall obviously taking a loss and slowing them down. There's too many teams in the middle of the table beating each other up, and the only 3 who seem to be coming through unscathed are those top 3. Francis, I'll give you the opportunity for any last thoughts before you part out. And then just my appreciation, man, for being really the first cold person without having any preview set up, test the audio to do this. So thanks for that. Any thoughts before we go back, just to wrapping it up?
Yeah, stop going mad at Knots. I want Knots to get into the playoffs and come up with us. Every time you give out about them, it's a dagger to my heart.
I've got no love for Knots, and that's only because of the fans. I appreciate the history and the story and all that sort of stuff, but I get it. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are Wrexham fans who have that sort of comic book, not villain, but sort of sidekick mentality with Knots. And so I get it.
Knots' next 2 opponents are Stockport and Barrow. So we should be hoping that they're going to do us a couple of favors.
Go Knots for 2 weeks only.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Take care.
Okay, have a good one. Thanks, Francis, for joining. Much appreciated as we go through here. The chat has sort of quieted down. I don't know if whether that's because I broke something or it's just got quiet. We're stuck at 38% on Fletcher, still 94 people here. All right, I've got not much more to say. The only thing that I will say is if you are from Wrexham and you have been watching this and you know of somebody, Andrew, you said you may be able to have an opportunity to do this. If you've got a data plan, I'm happy if it's to throw a little bit over, but I would love to have somebody who had a phone who could end up just finding some people as they come out of the match to have a chat with us. I know that going live could end up with some interesting language choices that could end up happening, but I think it would be fun to just take an extra 20, 30 minutes and bring in some people who are right now walking out of the race course to say, what did you think of that one? So I'm just going to type into the chat because it has gone dead, at which, is it still working or did I break it? Yeah, it's just me. So 94 people, 91 is it starting to decline. So I guess that's my sign probably to end up signing out. Next match for us. Yes, W&G, thank you so much for doing all of the stuff that you did with the scoreboard for all of the members. And I should come up with a thing to identify the people who sign up for the membership because I appreciate it. And it's all the feedback, all the input. We're going to try some things tomorrow. Hopefully I can get them all set up in time. And we're back Newport next week. Still building towards the Blackburn Rovers game. Got to find out when we're going to get those FGR and MK Dons rematches set on a Tuesday. Francis, thank you so much for joining. This has been the Red Horde. This has been a fun one. 200 and some. We're back into the numbers. We'll be back again next week and tomorrow for the women, Barrytown United. Let's get into it. Thanks for being here, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good one.